What's going on? It's your boy Soulful Designs, and you are inside the den on the road at Oak 93.5, and the next episode starts right now.
May I introduce myself?
What a time, what a time, what a time for a black man to be alive. Living in the struggle while trying to keep our composure. Killing each other while trying to look for that exposure. We all just want to make it, we should do it as a team. Build each other up and they can't even say a thing. Me and all my brothers just stuck together like glue. It's us against the world and you know what we finna do. Woo! Pop a bottle, we in here for celebration. We just wanna be the leaders that's pushing the generation. Take a seat and find your zone for the topic of conversation. Find a way for a positive revelation. Now this really ain't the time to be thinking about yourself, cause we just a bunch of hustlers that's trying to give out some help. We turn the Cubs and the Lions inside of the den. Come and join the brotherhood if you really just wanna win. Hey,
I'll make it do what it do, baby.
Thank y'all so much for tuning into Let's Talk Radio with Queen Aaliyah. My co-host in the building, Miss J. Durrell. Mr. J. Durrell.
What's up? How
We got
y'all
a
doing?
special guest today, Daniel Evans.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we
All
can.
right. This party started. This How y'all doing today?
It's all right. I'm doing good.
You doing? You stuttering over there.
Because it's warm in here. It's warm in here.
Just a little bit. Just a little
Yes,
bit.
It's warm here.
I'm about like you. Like one of them jokes you talk about. Having hot
Hot
flashes.
flashes, yeah.
Can men have hot flashes?
They sure
I don't
can.
know, man.
They most certainly can. What ain't there a fan back there? There's a fan back there, you see?
A church fan or a regular fan?
Yeah, that's true.
There's a fan in the back there.
Yeah.
Hey, this always an easy oven up in here. I call it easy baker oven.
Easy wake up.
It's an easy baker oven in here.
Roll the window.
So, Jay Durrell, we got our special guest, Daniel Evans. He's multi-talented over there. You see his hat, right?
Right.
So he do a lot of things. Look at that hat.
That's more than a church hat.
Hey,
That's
He got
his
It's one of
own.
my signature pieces that has my.
So you make hats?
I don't make hats.
You have them made before you have
I'm
them worded in
actually
the design.
starting my own clothing line.
Really?
And
Start
this
his own
one-
clothing
one of my
line.
head designers here, which is also my camera guy. But yeah, I just designed this hat, and this is like my own personal.
talk in your mic.
This is my own personal custom hat right here. Bellissimo hats.
What is Felissimo?
Bellissimo.
What that mean?
Bellissimo.
That's Spanish?
I don't know, man. It's just a company.
Oh, that's the name of the
That's the
company.
name of the company.
I thought you mean believe it,
I
believe
think-
some more.
I think they are Italian or something like that. I don't know.
They are Italian.
I believe so.
Okay. All right. So Jay Durrell. Jay Durrell is the comedian. We're both comedians here.
Yeah, it got me in a surrounded by comedians, so we're gonna be laughing all night.
Yes.
Huh?
So that's how we doing it here tonight. Daniel Evans, like I said, he multi-talented. Jay Durrell, he got a lot of talents. Tell us about this here clothing line that you got going on that's coming down.
Oh man, I have so much going on right now. I am working on Lions Pride Apparel, which is my company, Lions Pride. I'm working on starting my own television network on Roku TV called the Lions Pride View.
Alliance,
The Lions Pride
the Lions.
View. Yeah.
Talk to me so
Yeah.
they can get it
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah. The Lions Pride.
The Lions
I'm
Pride.
Daniel in the Lions Den.
The Lions Den.
Inside the Den is my show, and everything I do is dealing with the lions and being the alpha male and king of the jungle and things like that. So everything is all intentional.
The Lions Den.
Yes.
Lyons.
No, lions like
Like
Lion.
Lion?
Yes.
Oh, he get the line. He is roaring. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about.
He finna be for real.
He used the real word.
He did the Lions Den. DEN.
DEN. Yes.
Okay, so he got the clothing line. The clothing line is
Lions Pride Apparel.
Lions Pride Apparel. So have you made anything yet?
Actually, working on some T-shirts right now, and then I have some coffee cups, some mugs, things like that, and I have some scented candles and oils and things like that.
Make sure you do some shot glasses. You know, there's a lot of alcohol that's out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. We
Not
could-
everybody drink coffee.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's all
yeah.
I'm saying.
I have one of my shirts on right now.
Yeah, you do.
Inside the
Where's
den,
that?
yeah.
Inside the den.
Inside the den, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So what your shirt's going for?
$20.
20. Okay.
20 bucks
So
a pop.
now, how long you been doing this here, Daniel?
Which one?
I know, right? Ding, 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 ding. The apparel.
All right,
Let's talk
so
about the apparel.
yeah, we started it last year. It was something I was, trying to complete right before the pandemic happened, and had to kind of take a pause from it. And then so got with some guys. I'm always networking with young guys and working with people that are in better position to do things. And I like to network with people and met this guy here. He's a photographer and he rapper and things like that, and he got a lot of things going on, and he was one of the first ones that came to me with helping me with my T-shirts and all that type of stuff.
Okay, all right. So that's your partner in crime.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Gotta-
That's good.
Everybody need a partner. You can't
Hey,
go by
I'm
yourself.
listen.
Yeah.
And, hey,
Everybody said-
and trustworthy, right? You know what I'm saying? The
Got to
word
have it.
today is trustworthy. Be
Trustworthy.
trustworthy.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a lot of people that come in as work with you, steal your ideas and everything. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Well, I mean, if you look at it that way, I just look at it in a different way. I mean, I know that
How you
God,
look at it?
God bless everybody with different talents. So what's for you is for you. So whether I share my dream with you or not, you still can't beat me being me. And I'm the
Now-
secret sauce
now
that
say
that
that
makes
again.
this thing
Say
makes this
that
thing happen.
again.
You know what I mean?
Say it again.
that's
yeah,
true.
Yeah,
That's
that's true. But it won't stop them from trying to copy it.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, copycats.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But
yeah.
everybody's a copycat to some point because everything has already been remixed and already been said and done. So everything that happens right now, there's nothing new under the sun. So
Nothing
we all,
new under the sun.
Yeah, we all
Right, but
copycats.
you might have that kick. You
That's
might have
right.
That kink.
That's
You might
right.
have that one
That's
little
right.
kink
Yeah.
that
That's
this
right.
other person learned from you,
Right.
or of
Right.
you, and then take it and go.
And take it
It's
and
a
go.
better-
Not
it's a better
Absolutely.
mousetrap.
Everybody. I'm not saying
Absolutely.
everybody, but there are people
Yes,
in
yes.
the industry that will do that.
They would do just that. They will. Absolutely.
I bless those people who try to hate on me or steal
Hey,
from me
hey.
because if
I
you ain't
bless
got
them too.
if you're not relevant, understand if
With
you're
a
not
foot up
relevant,
their
they ain't
Right.
got nothing to steal if you ain't got nothing to offer somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
And that's true. That's true. It's so true. So we got the appeal.
And then
Yeah.
I've been doing the podcast show. This is my second season. We at the end of season 2, so this is my second year doing this. I just really wanted to start something for the brothers. Really, during the pandemic, everybody's on quarantine, everybody on lockdown, and
Everybody on stress.
Everybody on stress level. And we found out during the pandemic that we didn't love our families as much as we thought we did when we stuck in a house with them for 24 hours a day.
Right.
A lot of people had some unfiltered.
Yeah, a lot. Absolutely. A lot was coming out with the pandemic, wasn't it?
But you know what? Sometimes
I'm talking about fighting for real.
Yeah, but-
Divorces.
but-
they got more divorces in this
Exactly,
pandemic, didn't
exactly.
they, y'all?
But you know what? Sometimes the pandemic, if you stay by yourself, the pandemic was probably the best thing. You save
Oh,
money.
yeah.
You save money.
Oh,
listen.
Yes,
Hell,
you know,
talk about it. Talk about it.
you know, you-
Say that hour drive to work every day.
Every
you know what I'm
day.
saying? A lot came with the pandemic,
You
didn't
ain't
it?
got to cuss out no coworkers or nothing.
The road rage, all of that, right?
Yeah,
Kids
all
go,
that.
kids go to school online. They be in their room, close the door.
Man.
You just have to remember you can't walk around the house half naked while they
got
at
to have
school.
the-
You be
got
like,
that,
y'all, this ain't break time. Oh, I get some clothes on, mama. Put some clothes on.
And
You
some
know?
mamas on walk behind the kid in
Yeah.
school online on Zoom.
That was one way I found. That was one way I found out how to get rid of my son.
They
I
had
showed
one
it.
video that went viral where a kid was doing his work and his mama
He
walked in the
was
background, but
in the back.
background.
Yes.
Right there on live.
Yeah, she bent
Yes,
all over.
yes,
Showed
yes.
all her sunshine.
Yeah, that was something. Talked about that.
Yeah. But yeah, so during the pandemic, a lot of people had a lot of unfiltered, a lot of depression going on, and me being, in the light that I'm in, trying to, have a platform where people can come, men can come and talk to each other, because that black men don't believe in therapy. But when we hanging around our homeboys, our homies, we talking, might be in a man cave, we might
Right.
somewhere intimate. Then we'll start to tell each other our differences,
Our-
our issues,
y'all
and we have a
personals.
conversation.
But see, I think with men, we just don't like the terms therapy.
Yeah, I mean,
Right,
you can call it whatever
right,
you want to call it.
We go to the
Right.
barber
Yeah,
shop, we
yeah,
talk
that-
shop.
yeah,
we
yeah.
talk
Right.
about things in the shop, but we don't necessarily call it therapy.
Exactly.
And then let me ask you this here, men. Why is that word so terrifying?
Because in order to to agree to go to therapy, you have to identify that you have a problem.
Absolutely,
that we gotta deal with.
absolutely.
And nobody wants to be identified as having a problem.
And men we don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to
Not necessarily,
open
yeah.
up and
Open
then,
up.
we
So
don't
you don't want to
open
lay
up
on the
and then get
couch
hurt.
and
No,
start
man.
talking.
It's
yeah.
when you start opening yourself up to telling
I
people
got
your
sleep
stuff,
apnea.
then
I'll
people
fall
have
asleep.
they have the ability to judge you. When you start giving them your secrets and all this stuff, and then people, they treat you different and everything.
Yeah, but the HIPAA law. See, so if you repeat it and that's the clock rolling and shit, time ticking, and you got the clock going, and you told it to them, and then they repeat it, what can happen.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I don't think I would be feeling a certain kind of way. I think if I needed some therapy, I'd be trying to get some help because ain't nothing like being out of place. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but that's one thing that we're working on as men to try to change the narrative on that, and so I'm trying to make talking cool again. Not using the word therapy, but inside the den, this is a place, a platform for men
Where
to
they can
come
come in
and
and-
maybe can be judgment free
And just
you have to worry about
unleash a
saying-
little.
yeah, just unleash a little bit, because I've learned that even me dealing with some depression issues during the pandemic, when I was talking to other men about their problems, and I started talking, and then they helped me out in the long run.
See there?
So
See
it
there?
was therapy for me. So
And so what's the name of it?
inside the den.
So inside the den is where they, can come in and secretly air out what's on their minds and hearts versus therapy.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And we have young men
I
on
think
there
that's a
and
good
all kind of-
idea. I
yeah.
think that's good. And I'm agreeing with you because like I said, the word therapy is so frightening to people that to change it up and give it a different wording. So what you call it?
I mean, it's inside the den. We talking it up, and it's not really a name, but I just wanted to just give that platform a way. So, all men from all ages. I got young men that comes on the show, and old men, and veterans, and all type of different people. And we all have one thing in common, that we dealing with this thing called life together, and this skin that we in. And whether you're black, white, rich, or poor, you have something that you're dealing with. And talking to another man about it, sometimes it helps make a little bit easier, because you're not fighting alone. When you can band up with your brothers,
Right.
you can always link up, and we ain't got to fight by ourselves.
Right,
We fight
right.
with a team, with a brotherhood.
That's what's up.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
That's what's up. So inside the den where they can come in, I mean, is it like their own schedule or they set up appointments or?
Well, no, I have my shows scheduled once a week. I'm also a licensed life coach.
Life coach.
So
How
some,
you get licensed for that?
oh, you go through. They got academies that you can go through that train you and everything, and go through that. But that's one of the things I wanted to be able to have that license, that certification, so that when people talk to me, they feel confident that everything that we're talking about, whether or not it's on the show or whether we're doing a life coaching session, they know that it's confidential.
That it's safe.
Yeah, it's safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. It is, and because I, like I said, I know since the pandemic, things have gotten out of control. The numbers on suicide, depression, the numbers have skyrocketed. So, and you need that outlet. You need somebody to be able to talk to, and feel safe about it, and not feel like say the whole therapy thing where dots are thrown. Something wrong with you, because you hear the word, they'll say mental health, or they'll say talk to your counselor or your therapist, and then people
Psychologist.
yes, first thing,
what I mean?
and then and everybody want
Do you
to
charge?
get on defense.
Well, I
with
charge
that.
for my life coaching sessions.
Because sometimes that's one of the main reasons a lot of people don't go to therapy sessions and stuff, because it costs too much and insurance don't cover it, and then some people don't have insurance.
Now and then some the insurance will cover it, but it's the way it's worded in order to get the coverage. See, I'm in the medical field, so
Okay.
but it's how it's worded in order to get it covered,
Yeah.
But the doctors know, they know. Tell them, you need some therapy. And not only that, but with what's going on today, depressions has been way up. Since a lot of people been home, and I don't think a lot of them is just unemployed like they saying. What y'all think? Because there's a lot of jobs out here.
People are holding out for that $15 an hour. That's what that is.
They holding out.
They mad.
And they got some places are
they
so
been busting
desperate
their
they
behind.
actually giving out signing bonuses.
Signing bonuses, yeah.
$500 signing bonus.
Yeah, but it was gonna be within the whole year though. You gonna get
Yeah,
it. You know what I'm saying?
You
ain't
ain't
gonna
get a quarter a week.
Yes, sir.
until
You ain't gonna
the-
get no
the
$500 to go in.
They
so.
mean, we own you for the next 5 years. You're gonna be getting.
So
Yeah, they
55 years to get
mad.
that
They
money.
mad. They've been on their job 20 years and just barely getting $12.50, and somebody
Right.
starting out working at McDonald's getting 15. They
Yeah,
mad.
15. But no, but see, that's where I said it's not fair. So those, especially to those that have been hanging on before the pandemic and after the pandemic, y'all ain't gonna give me my raise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to bring everybody up to the same level if you're gonna do that. You got to make it fair
Yeah.
because they done been with you. They should make more anyway.
Because the minimum wage is still what, $7.25 in North Carolina?
I know you
it
laugh.
went up. It didn't go up to like
Uh,
$10, something like that.
No,
It ain't $10 yet.
no.
That's 7-0. They don't go
That's
somewhere with that.
7, yeah.
That ain't even living. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's for high school kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And high school, look, that's not even gas money.
Not no more. It ain't.
Yeah, gas.
Back when I got my first job, I was making like $4.25 an hour, and that was like I wasn't even legal. I was 14.
Daniel,
working
that was back in 1919. You know what I'm saying? That was so long ago. Like,
They talking
no,
about
I'm
that.
just saying $4 and something per hour. Because I know even in the 80s when we were doing high school and we going to work from high school, so I know we was at least making what? We would make about $6 then. That's why I'm saying. So $6.25, they way behind time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they haven't caught up.
Wow.
Yep.
I thought it was at 10 by now, though.
Yeah, I thought they raised it up. I know it is in certain places. It is
I
higher
saw
up.
something on the news today that was talking about it. It was $7.25.
I know you laugh.
I said, good gracious.
They ain't expecting you to you gonna forever crawl then, ain't we?
That's it.
Right?
Well, unless you
$7?
Entrepreneur, you got to be, creative and innovative and come up with something.
You can't
that
even get a
everybody-
Happy Meal for $7.25.
Man, you barely get a
Yeah,
gallon of
no,
gas
you
right now
better
for
nothing. The
$7.
price done went up on
You talking about an
everything.
egg shortage, so now
Everything.
You got
The
gas,
chickens?
milk. Yeah, the chickens. I can't eat chickens like I used to. The eggs. I mean, you're gonna have to make some life decisions.
Oh yeah, some
Wow.
life decisions. You can't be vegan because it costs too much to be vegan now.
It
too.
costs too much.
Yeah, I mean that vegan food is sky high.
Mm.
The fat food is the one that's cheap.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's unhealthy.
The
That,
fat
of course,
food.
it's gonna be cheaper. It's unhealthy.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna kill you in the end. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's unhealthy. It's,
Dollar
yeah,
bill.
they'll throw that at you.
But they always got something. Then they have like wasn't lettuce killing people a while back.
Lettuce, tomatoes.
So what do you do?
Yeah.
Right.
Lettuce is killing folks.
I'm gonna start eating baby food.
I mean,
Eating
I don't
herbal.
know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to.
They
just
had
work out
they had some salmonella in that. So
some of them MREs from the military.
Give me some breast milk then. I tell you, hey,
there was something wrong with everything. Ain't it? Yeah.
that's it.
There's something wrong with everything, ain't it? Wow.
You don't know how.
Got it. No, we got to get back to the basics. What did our grandparents do?
As far as what?
Living. They had their own gardens and things,
they had their
chickens
own
and
farm.
pigs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They live off the land. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Getting back to basics.
Yeah. I don't want to get too basic. Cause my great aunt, she didn't have a bathroom. She didn't have running water.
Yeah, they had the outhouse. My grandmother
Yeah,
did
they
too.
had to
She
walk
had the
from down
outhouse.
on
We can't
dirt
get that
road to
basic.
get to the
She
toilet.
had the outhouse, but she didn't die with the outhouse because they
Yeah.
had one year went down there and got her up to date with modern. So
And I messed up and became friends with the pet. I made a chicken. One of the chickens in the coop was my favorite chicken, and we ate them that night.
Oh, my.
no,
I was hurt. I was
Yeah.
hurt.
you chewing and hurt,
I
huh?
ate
Come on, there.
Roscoe. Well, I named him Roscoe.
And you would say,
Chicken
Rocco, I'm
and
sorry, I got to
waffle
eat you
chicken, you had
tonight.
it with
You
some
know.
waffles.
You know, every time I hear about Roscoe chicken and waffles, it
So they owe you some money then, right? That's
pissed
branded.
me
You
off,
should have
man.
branded that, man.
Yeah, I named him Roscoe. Pissed me off, man. Every time I see a chicken and Roscoe chicken and waffles.
Roscoe chicken and waffles.
I get emotional. I need therapy on that.
You see that? They're gonna lay on the couch. And that's been umpteen years ago.
Yes.
So he still, but I kind of know what you're saying because I didn't have one of the chickens that I named or nothing. But I remember my grandmother, they ring that chicken neck that night, and for years I didn't eat chicken. I was just that messed up. I was just, no, I don't want it. So certain things do stick with you, don't it?
Yeah.
It really do.
I mean, they made everything back then too. I mean, ice cream.
They sure did. They sure
They had a
did.
little smokehouse with all
They
the
sure
sausage
did.
links hanging up, the
Yep.
ham and lye soap and everything. Water, she had no running water. We had to go to the
Pump
well.
that well.
They
We
had
did
that
too.
well
Water.
that-
That was some of the
But it
best
went
tasting
down.
water. Which you shout it out right now. It was cold.
too.
And I was
No
just like,
ice.
where is this water coming from? That's all I want to know. There was a well water. What well? I was saying. That was good water though.
Yeah, it was country water.
It was good living though.
It was.
We didn't worry about the things we did today. We really didn't. And listen, our grandparents lived a long time. How old was your aunt you say you was out there with?
My
grandmother lived to be 98.
That's what I'm talking about. My grandmother was 95.
Today was her birthday. She would have been 102 years old.
Wow.
She would have been 102.
My grandmother lived to be 95. She wound up getting hurt. She fell, hurt herself, and she just was done then because back then they didn't really do the doctors.
Home remedy.
And so, yes, home remedies.
And
And
they
she,
ate well.
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
She
about.
ate food, she minded her business. She said that's
Yes.
one way you can live long.
Live long, mind your business. I be saying that too. Mind your business.
Go to grandma's house. And one time I was mad. I didn't know it was Halloween. I wanted to go out and trick or treat. We didn't even know it was Halloween. Mama left us at the house with my grandma. Grandma had all the blinds, everything closed, the lights off. We sitting there singing and playing, and we was like, come to find out, Grandma's Halloween. But we didn't know. She gave each one of us a sticker gun and told us shut up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you wasn't going out there doing that trick or treating. Yeah.
She just
And see, growing up with me, a house full of 10 in Chicago, we had, when Halloween rolled around, my dad bought 5 costumes. He said, the 5 of you go out there, you got 1 hour, you come back so the next 5 can go. So that's how tough it was, House full of kids,
It was just me, because me and my two sisters, we 8 years apart. So me and
8 years
me and
apart.
my youngest sister, we 16 years apart. So I left the house. I was already in the army when she was like a year, 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I went into the army, joined at 17, gone. But I remember them days, Now, these kids now spoiled. They come out dressed like the television character, cartoon character. I remember I messed up a couple of my mom pillow sheets. I went 1 year as a Klansman.
As a no, you did not. See,
I didn't know it was a
Klansman at the time. I
See, you just cut the eyes out, and he thought he was Casper. Yeah, you thought you was Casper. That's what you thought. See,
I lived in Johnston County. I mean, home of the Klan.
I had that on, and then when I took, they heard my voice, and I took it off. I'm like,
Call him Clayton.
they thought you was So they thought you were this thing is messed up in here. They thought you were you thought you were Casper though, right?
Yeah, I was going as a ghost.
Okay.
I was a Klansman, but that's what it looked like now that I think about it.
I didn't go trick or treat as a kid, so my house was the one that all the eggs was on it the next morning. We had to go out there and clean off eggs and toilet paper because we didn't get no candy out.
Okay.
See, I lived out in the country. We had dogs. My dad had big dogs. They had a Great Dane and a Doberman.
So he had a horse and a dog.
And
Yeah.
nobody would come to my house. Nobody. They wouldn't even come below the horn. I'm not coming out there to get you candy.
Going over there.
So nobody had to come over the house. Light on off.
Right. That's how we would do it too. Keep the light off.
Yeah, they
There.
saw the signs.
They was so scared of y'all, even Jehovah's Witnesses didn't come knock on y'all door.
Oh, they didn't come
Saturday
there.
morning.
You know the truth?
That's right. They'll roll up there anyway. They ain't care about other dog. They won't get out, but they'll roll up there.
Jehovah's Witnesses stopped coming to my grandfather's house. I heard them cussing leaving one time.
Stop! Don't you do that. Don't you do
My
that.
grandfather
Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
He said, they coming. Mama, bring some lemonade out. And they would come on the porch, and this was like the first time. And my grandfather sat there and had his Bible out, and he went.
You sitting there trying to debate with
I'm
him,
sitting there
yeah.
laughing, giggling, because I'm like, yeah, You know, I wonder why my daddy don't open the door for him. You know, we hide every time somebody come up. You know, in our neighborhood, white man getting out his car with a button-down shirt and a tie, and had some papers in his hand. My daddy said, "Well, I ain't in trouble with the law. Those are Jehovah's Witnesses. And I can't talk. I can't deal with them. So Daddy would mute the TV and we would hide. And I know they could hear us in there running because, you know, me and my sister fighting. "Oh, this is my spot. This is where I was hiding. Oh, this is where I was hiding. This is where I was hiding." And all that. You know, they standing at the door can hear us. And one time, they stood out there so long, my daddy opened up the window and both of them were looking eye to eye through the blind. They were looking eye to eye through the blind. And my daddy still wouldn't open the door.
You know where you're going. We open the door for Jesus.
When I would go down to my grandfather lived across the street, down the ways. I would love to go down there and play. And I remember they came. I said, "Oh, that's that same car. Oh, Granddaddy gonna get him." Granddaddy invited him up. Boy, next thing I know, they leaving mad. They were cussing.
They were no
They
cussing.
were cussing.
They were not
Grandfather
cussing.
had
They
to
taking
take
a
a
break.
break.
They taking a break from
And they never came back. They would come around and go around to other neighbors' house. My granddaddy said, "Now, you coming home?"
They got y'all house marked.
They wouldn't even come over.
They got y'all house marked with 666. Don't go to this house. The devil there.
My granddaddy was that.
Yeah, they believe me. They wrote it down.
Yeah.
Do not.
Yeah, don't go
You
there.
know.
That's Mr. Cow. Don't go over there, see Mr. Cow. He'll make you cuss.
So, Mr. Daniel, you have what else you got going on?
I'm doing credit repair.
You doing credit repair too? It's Rastafarian. Come on now.
And, you know, I sell life
Jamaican
insurance.
It's just, yes. You might well. You doing credit repairs too?
Credit repairs, taxes, life insurance.
Look, I don't have nothing to say because I did them. I did them too. I got the t-shirt business going. I got I did the credit repairs. I did them too, man. I'm telling you. So,
Yeah.
I don't have nothing to say. I got love for you.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do credit repair.
Couldn't do the credit
No, because
repair.
I couldn't repair my own credit. How am I repair yours?
You didn't.
But
well, you
mine,
didn't know
no,
that.
mine, I better not say that on the radio. Mama probably listen.
We get along.
Look, that baby should be grown, that man. Come on now.
Yeah, but baby mama ain't. She ain't grown up. She gonna be immature.
Yeah. She is. She gonna be like he up there now talking about all what he did. He got some credit repair going.
She gonna be like,
Credit clean.
Your stuff all right when we together.
Right.
Now all of a sudden your stuff good now.
All right.
For the next one.
I tell you what. So credit repairs that Daniel have got it going on around here. You located in Raleigh?
Well, I'm actually located in Clayton, North Carolina.
Oh, you're in Clayton.
Down in Clayton.
Okay. So the life coach you giving them is it for exercising or just in general?
Just, you know, open people's minds up to give them some direction and things they're trying to do. They might want to make a decision on something and it's kind of hard to understand where they need to start. I help them focus on what they're doing and come up with a game plan and things like that. And if they got a business, I mentor them in that business as well, help them get the business set up and get it structured properly so that they can be successful in what they're doing.
Okay. Putting them on a straight and narrow road, you know.
Put them on a little path so they can actually have something, to work with. You know, a lot of people, they have good intentions, but it's like, where do I start to get this done? Where do I start? They don't have where to start. And a lot of people will charge you a whole bunch of money just to have just go to a seminar and they tell you, I'm about to tell you something secret, but they never get to it. You got to part 2 to get to it, but we're going to tell you on part 2 how to get there. And on part 3, you keep giving me hints, and I'm like, I done spent $3,000 and I don't know nothing.
And then on part 4, I'm in jail because I'm going to whoop you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? So,
See, yeah, because it's just like a commercial or your little commercial, like they now trying to sell Oprah with this here weight loss stuff she doing, right?
Oprah came back on the weight loss thing?
Yeah, so and now it's like, okay, they'll click on the link and then they'll have you listen to this 45-minute thing tape. When it said click on the link, I looked over there, I was like, nope, not buying it. You know what I'm saying? They selling it. They sell so many weight loss products today is just scandalous. You know what I'm saying? You ain't losing nothing but your mind. Losing your hair. You know what I'm saying?
They think they have the ingredients together.
Everybody.
And it's like they look at everybody's waiting, holding their breath. So they can find out that one little overnight pill that they can take and all the fat off.
Yes, sir. That them took you 25 years to get on, but you want it off overnight. You know what I'm saying?
They reach out to the lazy people. You don't have to work out. Really? All you have to do is eat.
Right.
Yeah.
And they saying, because now they're saying that you don't have to cut out like your diet plan or nothing. You can still do what you just take this pill. And then they talk about putting some type of bean in your belly. They just got more mess out here today, Lord.
And what's the side effects?
Yeah, right.
Every medicine
May cause diarrhea with an organ discharge.
Right.
Oh, I can't take this dog.
That blew my whole plan. That's my whole plan. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I can't walk around thinking I got to do number, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to have to wear the pins.
Got to wear the pins.
Yeah, I'm losing weight, but I had to buy. I went through all my pants already. It ain't worth it. Me go back to the gym and get it done the right way.
Yeah, I know, working out can help you like loosen up, cause but all of that, the rest of that, I don't believe in all that. I did a 16-week boot camp before. I ain't lose no weight. I was looking like a He-Man. They were like, yeah, you kind of look strong. I'm like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? It had the muscle. I had muscle. First they kept on saying, you gonna gain muscle first, and I was gaining weight. I'm like, this don't go together.
Well, I know some people who's fluffy and lost a lot of weight. I mean, they work real hard and they look good now.
Right.
Now, some people lose too much weight in the wrong places. When I say wrong places, you got to lose weight from head to toe. You can't walk around looking like a bobblehead.
Right.
I seen people lose body weight, the head still heavy, and the neck just weak, and it be bobbling like back and forth.
Well, I wonder which way they lost that, because I do know that losing it out, and then a lot of times I have friends been like, Aaliyah, you look like you're losing weight. I say, you could tell, girls. I went, your neck's small. So sometimes it goes down in the it goes in the neck first, and I'll be like, Lord, get one of them stomachs. You know what I'm saying? Why you gonna start in the neck first?
Some people get offended. You can't really compliment people on their weight loss, because some of them don't think they were big to start with. And you tell them, boy, you look good. You look good. When they start stressing you look good, they talk about your weight. They just don't want to say it. They just keep telling you look good. That's the new term. That's the new way. You look good, man. What you doing with yourself? That's the term they say. Keep you from going off and whooping in the head.
Right.
See, like my daddy comes out. He ain't got no feel. He's 70s. You lost some weight. Hey, look at you. Look at you. I mean, he'll just say it. I love
you just get your notepad. Let me say you. Get some material.
The new way of saying things without actually saying things.
Right. I was talking on my show a couple weeks ago. So the new way to call somebody racist, what I call them racist, is what? You're a Trump supporter. Okay. Call me racist to my face. That'll get
Right.
You call me Trump supporter.
Trump supporter.
Don't let me be black and be a Trump supporter.
Oh my goodness.
I know some comedians that are Trump supporters, and they're black. And they have their reasons to like him. A lot of them, see, it's now Joe Biden is no better than the one y'all ready to get Trump out, and look who y'all got in the White House. I'm like, man,
Trump he coming back though.
He's trying to come back. If he don't get them charges to stick on him, he might not come back in the physical form, but he's like
he gonna put his people in place. Ain't he?
He endorsing everybody.
Yep.
So he endorsed him like Trump number 2.
Yeah.
here's my thing. being like almost 80 years old.
Right.
His net value is $3 billion.
Wow.
Why you want that foolishness? Why you want that headache?
Right. He want that control. He want that control.
I go off
He want
on
that
an island
control.
somewhere and live the rest of my life.
He want that control. Yes.
I mean, what's the rich man do? He done everything. I mean, you're bored. Let me go be the president and go mess the White House up and have everybody. Let me go do that.
Right.
Mess my business. Let me go mess the country up. I mean, come on. You're just bored. Go somewhere and sit down. Have several seats, sir.
Right.
This is going to be huge. Sit down. We don't care.
Yeah.
All your people, get out of here. Wasn't he here like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, down in Selma.
Yeah. I guess Selma. They thought he said Selma, Alabama. He messed around and said, you took a wrong turn. You in Selma, North Carolina. Like, who's the pilot? We the fire department. He'll know where he's going.
He was over there close to Smithfield, his cousin. He knew who he was.
I was surprised he went in business.
Right.
He want the special guest for Muse Day. You know,
Yeah,
they celebrate Muse down here.
They too much. Life coach. I think we'll take a break right here and then we'll come back on, okay? Y'all stay tuned. Let's listening. All right. There we go. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Let's Talk Radio. Got my co-host, Jay Durrell. He in the quiet over there in the building. Jay Durrell quiet.
Who quiet?
We got a special guest, Daniel. Daniel is a multi-talented. Daniel got his little head over there. He is he do everything. He's a one-stop shop. Daniel over there. He got the Lions Den. He's a life coach. The Lions Den is the talk show, right?
Inside the den, yes, ma'am.
Oh, Inside the Den.
Yeah, inside the den.
Inside the Den.
Yeah.
He's a life coach. He got his T-shirts. He got different apparels going. It's just only T-shirts or no? No, you said some coffee mugs and
T-shirts, coffee mugs.
he doing credit repairs. He even doing
candles.
life insurance. Let's talk to him. He is multi-talented over here. Come on, Daniel. What he's saying, life insurance too.
Yeah, so with life insurance, the black community are not really taught well about insurance.
No, it's a cash app. It's a GoFundMe.
Yeah, so for fish plate dinners and stuff like that, you got to go to the pastor, and,
Right.
or go do donuts, whatever.
Right.
So but bringing the new millennium, man, the new millennials, they don't know nothing about trying to preserve their money and how to grow their wealth. Life insurance was intended originally to make you wealthy and and been able to use it for certain things, but we just have not been taught in our community. So what we're doing is we're going around educating the minority communities about living benefit, and living benefit is called an accelerated death benefit, where if something was to happen, critical illness or chronic illness, you can get up to 85% of your life insurance policy while you're still alive. So it's like the J.G. Wentworth insurance. Is my money and I want it now.
Okay.
So you don't have to wait till you die.
So you don't have to wait to die to get.
No,
So
you can
yeah.
get
So
money.
elaborate on that, because a lot of them don't know. So how are you doing that? Letting people know about that one, like.
So we, we do seminars,
Okay, that was my
money
next question.
training and things like that. We do, Zoom calls 3 times a week, and we show people, teach them about money and things like that. And then, the company I'm with is called PHP Agency. We're a financial firm that we deal with the insurance industry, and we do with annuities and IULs and things like that. So we educate the people and show them how money works, the three ways money grows, and the 5 homes of money and things like that. Show them the versus, the difference between a 401k versus an IUL or annuity. Show them how to become their own bank, so they don't have to worry about putting their money into a bank where you're getting no return on your money, like 0%, when you can put it into an IUL and get up to 16% compound interest on your money. So, and insurance is the only thing that the IRS can't tax. So if you got your money attached to an insurance policy, then you're not being taxed. This was the reason why Donald Trump, we talked about how rich he was when he was the president. They asked for his tax returns, and he ended up paying less taxes as us because he knows how the money game works. He knows how to put his money in insurance policies. So for an example, if you made $1 million last year and you had to pay taxes on it from the IRS, then how much you think you got to pay off that $1 million?
They can get $400,000.
$400,000, right? And so you only gonna get $600,000, which ain't fair because you did all the work.
Yep.
They get all the money, but taking $400,000 and putting it into an insurance policy, now you're paying taxes on $600,000 instead of $1 million, and then you can take 400 more thousand and put it into another policy. Now you're paying taxes on only 200,000. So you can make, and then you can put your insurance and money in the insurance, and you can use it like an active checking account. You can get money in and out. So
Now, that's interesting.
You're not limited on how you move your money.
That's interesting. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? So,
it's called a fixed index annuity account. You can put money in there, and up to 400,000 per policy a year. So if you got $1 million, you get you 2 life insurance policies, 400,000 a piece. Put the 200,000 in the bank that you had already, and pay Uncle Sam taxes on 200,000.
What in the world a $400,000 insurance policy costs?
Oh shoot, man! They have policies
that much. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay,
$100,000. You probably
I knew it was a lot.
You can get insurance. You can get insurance for about $1 a day. So $400,000 policy, you probably looking at about $50 a month. So it's less than what you pay on your phone, your cell phone bill. Right? Less than what you pay on your car insurance.
And you know, to have life insurance policy.
That's why you saw an increase of deaths. Them husbands were killing them wives trying to get that money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Coronavirus,
everything. Yeah.
They blamed it on Corona. COVID.
Yeah,
she had COVID-19.
She
started coughing.
She had
on
strangle hands around her neck.
Look,
yes.
I had a country cousin try to take her husband out. She poisoned some neck bones. She poisoned some neck bones. Y'all eat neck bone?
Come on, don't tell nobody
neck
that.
Bones.
I'm
from Mississippi, so I'm from the country. So
look,
talk about neck bones and stuff.
I used to, but it takes too much for them to get all that little bitty meat off them bones. I don't want them.
Buying the wrong neck
don't cook none.
The neck bones I eat got plenty of meat on it.
Now what you got? The beef bones? You got beef bones. I seen some of them before too.
But see, the thing was, she wasn't trying to get his life insurance. She was just gonna kill him because he was stepping out on her. So she done cooked.
She didn't even know he had a policy.
Did
they start knocking on the door, ma'am? He died. Okay, here's your money.
No, she best trying to kill her husband for life insurance policy, and the policy lapsed 6 months ago, and she didn't killed him for nothing.
And look, and she's not really savvy on the internet, so she don't know how to set up no GoFundMe.
Wow. Yeah. So wait, hold up, Jay. She had cooked them neck bones, right?
Neck bones was sitting at the house. He was out doing his thing, and he came home and she said, food and she already, he knew, he should have known.
Wait a minute, did she kill
she never cooked. She never cooked.
Come on, Dan.
And then the first thing you gonna cook me is some neck bones?
That's rule number one. That's dead giveaway. Yes, yeah.
He done come on to a neck bone dinner. I said it could have been worse. She could have cooked you some chitlins.
And she could have cooked you a steak, you know?
Yeah. He got there and he said, I ain't eat them. I didn't eat them. And them things sat there, and I guess that poison up in there or something. And I think she told her son, and her son told Daddy, "You ain't eat them neck bones, did you?" No, Mama poisoned them.
I thought.
He went there and saw, and nobody else ate them. They were meant for him.
So did she get in trouble?
No, he didn't report it or nothing. He told the family we all knew. We said, your tail will be home on Saturday nights now, won't you?
Wow.
So she didn't want to kill him. She just want to make him sick.
Oh, he was going to...
All she had to do was put the curse on him.
Put some X-Lax in his stuff. He need food going on. He can't go get nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, for what you do, remember the curse? Well,
Color purple?
Yeah.
Everything you do?
Right. All she had to do was put the curse on him. Yes,
Nobody
sir.
wants you.
Man, that was hilarious for him.
That's a classic. You know,
there's
a lot of black people that say they haven't seen The Color Purple, and there's a lot of black people that say they don't even like The Color Purple. I'm like,
really?
How you not like The Color Purple?
That Holocaust, it probably hit home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a whole lot of hidden agendas in there. It really was. It take you about 4 hours to see the whole thing. You know, you better have them cooked.
But it was
everything.
So good though. It
is. It's good. Me and hubby ain't too long seen it. We seen it probably about within this last month.
I mean,
it was on again.
Because if you look at the Oprah Winfrey character, when she played Miss Sophie. Miss Sophie was hell on wheels.
She was hell on wheels, wasn't she?
But that man, when he hit her, knocked her out.
Yeah.
After she done punched a white man.
Right.
And he and she went to jail. She came out different, did she?
Mm-hmm.
She went to jail. Back in them days, she came back sitting there at the table like that, wouldn't say nothing, rocking back and forth.
Don't do it, Miss Sophia. Don't do it. Don't do it, Miss Silly.
Yeah.
You don't want to trade places with me. You don't know where I've been. I done seen some things.
You know?
Yeah. She wasn't listening to the rest of it. You say what the lady say about her baby? She said something. She said, "Oh, you want to come work for me?"
Right. Be my maid. He's like,
Hell no.
no. Say it again. I said, heck no. You heard what I said?
Yeah.
Oh, I said what I said.
Right.
I said what I said. Yeah.
And it's like, get her, Miss Sophie. Yes, sir. She'll take that fist, and they knew it once she balled that fist up. It was over.
Yeah, it was over.
It was over.
Look, they even cut to it. They wouldn't even show her hitting the man. They just showed you ball that fist, and then next thing you know, he was laid out.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, oh man.
Look, and I love it because, like I said, when you go back and see it, and you'll see things that you missed from the last time.
Oh, yeah.
But when she fell, you saw her down there trying to pull her dress down. Did you see that?
Yeah. She want that knocked out.
I was like, they didn't even.
The wind caught it.
Yeah, they didn't even tape that down. She was trying to pull it. She was pulling that dress down. Too funny.
That's crazy though, because those old movies, man, they really depict, like life and what we have to go through with it. The rest of the world don't know. Even that movie Django.
Yeah.
Right.
When he had to stand there and watch that dog attack that black man, and had to hold his composure and act like he don't care. You know what I'm saying? That was reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
was.
These movies, people hide from them because, like I say, they hit home. And some of those things, like some people walk around that their daddy did. You raped them or whatever, and they might be still living that truth right now. So they are the consequences of those old movies, and the consequences. Have you seen Beloved?
Oh yeah,
some of the same characters in Color Purples and Beloved. And,
yes, it is. It sure is.
That's some crazy stuff.
And it is that thing, generation thing. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I find a lot of people do not like watching those type of movies.
Right, because it hit home.
And it's our history. But my thing is, some people say, well, why the white man was the director? Why, he was the producer. Okay, but if what we need to do, I'm a filmmaker, so instead of if we don't like it and don't accept it, let's go out here and start making our own
changes. Absolutely,
and tell our stories.
Yeah, but at the same time, that is the history. That's the way it happened. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like Oprah said it herself. She played that. That's why she probably played it so well, because she was a victim of that.
Yep.
She said she had to fight off my daddy, my brothers, my uncles. She had to fight off everybody, And she said, female ain't safe around here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the world they grew up in.
That's how yeah. That's why they always.
Yeah, but this day and time, that I know it still does exist and it still goes on in homes, but it shouldn't be. It should not be. Right. I'm saying they should start. I always felt like anybody, molesting a child, they should string them up. They should, just, get rid of them. Why even throw them in jail for that time, whatever? No, you out here messing with these children. No.
But then another thing too, and this is just, not to be, controversial or anything like that, but back in the days when you saw The Color Purple, her daddy sold her off at 12 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To a 20, 30-year-old man.
Yeah.
But right now, 12 years old to get you locked up. But that was the normal age of being a wife. At 12-year-old, had to learn how to cook, clean, have a kid, take care of a husband at 12 years old.
Yeah. They was doing that for horses and
all that. My 12-year-old can barely spell a name, but these 12-year-olds has to be able to go out there. So it's like the society has changed and the world has changed, because now a 12-year-old getting married, you know what I'm saying, is the man is looked at as being a pervert. But 100 years ago.
Yeah, but you have to look too.
Yeah, but hey, listen, I said it anyway. Who the hell, signing off on your 12-year-old daughter to the old man? Who doing that?
That's what it was back in the day.
I know it was.
Arranged marriages and everything.
Yeah, arranged my eye. You wouldn't been getting my child.
But they did it because of, like you said, if they had a farm.
I know it back in them days. They would. I would have been gone because I would have been nope again. I'm telling you. I would have been
for me. Okay, all you doing is just.
No, because I ain't just gonna go along with it. I'm not. Nope.
And basically, you look at what Mr. didn't love her.
No, he didn't.
He just had her there to take care
and
of
then
his
bring
kids he
bring
already
his
had.
and bring his. That's what he got her for anyway. Was the
And
maid?
the house duty?
Yes,
yeah.
exactly,
Cook.
exactly.
She can cook now. She was burning.
Oh yeah.
She could cook.
Yeah.
And then bring his girlfriend in every time she come to town.
Miss Suge Avery.
Wow, I was outdone. I'm outdone.
That was normal.
Cause
Yeah,
y'all know in 2020 ain't none of that going on. This is
None of that.
2020.
You would get your neck cut.
You
for a
walk.
phone
You
number.
walk up in the house and you got a whole nother maid up in there. Hey, it's
For real.
it's going down. I'm telling you, funeral arrangement will be hell.
Yes.
And you know,
Yes.
hey, we ain't gonna walk up out of here like
I
that.
don't know now. Like some of these jokers out here got 2 girlfriends.
Now that's what they do though.
girlfriends, they
That's
live
the arrangement.
They like that,
That's
yeah.
the arrangement. But I'm saying me come home to that like no
Oh,
something
You're
something
not a willing participant.
willing my you know what? Hey, something gonna happen. That's all I would say. Y'all know good and well ain't nobody down with the okie doke. Come on
But I
now.
think they need to remake some of those movies and just modern and bring some fresh flavor to them. Because when they was filmed, back in the 80s, whatever, they got better stuff out now. I think they should redo them.
Yeah, they should. They
I'm
should.
enjoying the remake of Bel Air. I'm enjoying that.
Oh, I love that.
know
I
what?
love it.
It's so-
I
it's so
love
down
it.
to
I
earth
love
now.
it. I love it.
That's
You know
my
what? I
favorite
saw
show.
2 episodes, and the second episode when Carlton snorted a line.
yeah.
That kind of threw me off there because I was like,
Well,
you know,
it's like he's saying, it's today. They
It's
do
real.
it's in today's time.
right.
You know?
real. It's
so
real.
yeah, it's real. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm really enjoying it.
It's in today's time. Carla, this is the talk radio. You're on the air.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing this evening?
How you doing?
Everybody's good. How you doing?
Doing great. Listen, I'm listening to the show and vibing off of the old movies. Color Purple is one of my all-time favorite movies. To me, it's a teaching mechanism. It's a lot of hidden gems in the movie. It teaches a lot about critical thinking. I heard y'all mention a 12-year-old being accomplished in a whole lot of things that some grown women can't do now because the adage is that it's cute and it's fashionable to not be able to cook.
I think they can cook. I think they just don't. I think they can.
Well, some of them use it. Some of them can't. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But that's the thing that they have been led to believe that, hey, I don't have to do these things because, I'm gonna be this singer, I'm gonna be this rapper, I'm gonna be this actor or actress or whatever. When the common denominator is only maybe 3% of these aspiring entertainers, celebrities make it to even the door to get in to be in the limelight. But backing up a little bit, y'all also said something about the kind of movies that are made. When certain people do the movies, you got to pay attention. Like the late great John Singleton, he done a movie it's called Baby Boy. I think
Baby Boy.
Yeah.
Black men can elaborate on that movie because there was some. If a black man alive between the ages of 40 and 55 can't relate, see himself in Baby Boy, then he's not being real with himself.
Right.
We were separated from our fathers, taken out of the home. We're not going to go into that subject. That's a whole nother subject. But from the welfare initiative and all of these things. But we glorify, my point is we glorify the Dope Boy movies. We love those movies. We love the quick money, the idea, but we all know how those movies end, right? Even in real life. We all have had a friend that sold drugs or got into life and made lots of money. And we talk about these people as an afterthought. We never talk about them as a present, common figure in the community that, hey, this guy got in the game. He was smart enough to wash his money and open businesses and put his people to work. No, that isn't the martyr that he became. He became a guy that is a legend behind bars or dead. So my thing is we do need these movies to teach solid, basic, critical thinking because that's not happening for our children. Why is that not happening? We got a lot of smart people in our community. I think at the end of the day, we're individuals and we're for ourselves, because we know how hard it is to create finance and to have wealth. Because as a people, we don't have wealth. We are rich, and there's a big difference. Mm-hmm. Wealth is when you die, your children will eat because of a business that you started, that you laid the foundation. And I just want to say that to y'all, and I appreciate the show and the comments, and y'all have a good night. Thank you.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Bless you, brother.
Thank you.
That's all right. What y'all think about that?
That was awesome.
Yeah, but he right. You know, but like I said, with films, you know, we have the slavery movies that a lot of people we hate to see it because we say, we all can sit back and be like, well, see, I couldn't be no slave because they would have killed me. Yeah, they would have, because that's what they was doing to our ancestors back then.
Right.
But you know what? You can say that all day, but until you faced with that same situation, you don't know what you're gonna do.
Exactly.
You know, you're gonna do everything you can to survive. So if he said pick that cotton to survive, you're gonna go out there.
I know I'm gonna be a Kunta Kinte. I know I would be running.
They gonna cut your foot
They would
off.
take it off then, because I'm gonna be running. Now I'm
easily
just
caught me because I've been moving slow. I can't.
You've been
run
moving
no
slow. You
more.
can't run like
yeah.
you. And look, my knees is bad
I
too.
got the
Yeah.
rock.
So,
But you know,
I got the
it's a generational thing, man.
Yeah.
Because our ancestors took all those beatings, we able to stand strong with our backs because we have been bred to take beatings. We've been bred to defy the odds.
I just want to know. I'm going to go back to the beginning of that, where it all originated. Like, who you think you are that on the boat to slavery type, like.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, if you look at the story of slavery, you know, the blacks sold the slaves to the whites for the guns and all that, and it got started. But we only focus on the one side of it instead of focusing on the whole picture of how it actually started from day one. You know what I mean? Right. You watch the new roots, not the old one not the one with Alex Haley. The new roots. It kind of goes into that. It shows what this black tribe, they was beefing with another black tribe, and they was selling the slaves off to get the guns from the Europeans or whatever, and that's how it started. And then once they took over, but slavery is talked about even in the Bible. So, you know what I mean? So it's like you can't blame.
According to the Bible, slavery was okay.
I mean, it was Old Testament,
then.
And now, and I believe it was safe because in certain areas, like even in the Great Depression.
Okay, so is slavery still going on today?
Yeah, slavery is still going on today.
Right. Just
Modern
a different.
Day slavery.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not the
just
actual,
a different way a different form of doing it.
It's
but
not the plane. It's not the cotton field.
You have absolutely. But you still now you have the trafficking so bad. It's not even just sex trafficking anymore. They're getting them for everything. They're even taking organs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Well, see,
they're doing so much.
But see, you break it down like you said, slavery back in the day, and you look at, like you said, modern day slavery. What is modern day slavery? If you go back into as early as the 50s and the 60s, they didn't beat us with the chains and the whips and stuff. They went with the dog with the canines and the water hoses and all that stuff.
Right.
Now you fast forward to 2022. What are they using? They're using our own things against us. They to put us in jail, put us back in chains. A lot of people, you ain't in chains, but you in a building that you cannot move freely.
You're still a slave.
You're still a slave.
You got to ask to go to the bathroom. Restroom break, boss.
Who doing that? Who asked to go to the bathroom?
I'm just saying, like on some of these assembly lines, you on an assembly line working on these factories and all that.
Nah, I'm gonna be at the church. You know what I'm saying? Hand up, about to go.
Yeah,
no.
But, you still got places that you got to ask to go to the bathroom.
That's the same way, and you're right. And I understand what you're saying because I can relate that to the jobs. How they'll be so, strict and want to be so kung fu, what you doing? Where you going? What you doing? No, I ain't got time for that. We're grown. I remember having a migraine at work one year, and I told my supervisor, I said, I'm gonna have to leave, and she was like, well, we don't want you to leave. There's still work to do. Did you not just hear what I said? I got a migraine. I need to leave, and I know once in a little while longer that migraine was gonna shut me down till now. I'm gonna have to be driven home. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So after her reaction to me, I went back to my desk and I sat there. Then now, and all the lights. If you ever had a migraine, you know lights and all everything aggravates it. So then it got even worse. So now I'm back here regurgitating. Okay, now everybody's standing around like she need to get out of here. Send her home. And then she telling me to get up and go home. Now I can't drive. So with that, I brought that up to say this. With that, I was no longer asking my boss for anything. I was letting my boss know what Aaliyah gonna do from this point on. I got a migraine. I'm leaving. I'm walking. I'm clocking out. I'm going. Ain't no asking for permission, because first of all, we're grown. It's just a way we supposed to handle each other. Do you agree or not?
I mean, I agree. I agree with you 100%. But that's like I say, that's when I realized I was unemployable about
you say unemployable?
Yeah, I'm unemployable. About 4 years ago, I was working a security job part time. Because I got my business I run full time. Working a security guard part time. It was only just to pay my child support, right? So I'm working a security job, and most people they request time off from work to go out of town. I just told my supervisor, I won't be here for the next 2 weeks, so you need to find somebody. And it was like, okay, because if she would have said anything other than okay, I'd have been like, okay, well, instead of a 2 week notice, I'm putting in a 2 day notice. I quit today because this is my part time, and I'm on the clock, and I'm like trying to find ways to make money while I'm on your clock. Right. You know what I mean? I'm making more money doing my business while I'm at work. So at this point, I'm not going to lose $300 a day to go and work for $150. I'm like, okay, y'all can keep that. You know what I mean? So it's some point of time, dealing with your own personal things and how you want to get things done. If you unemployable, you just have to look at the fact that, you go get your own business.
Right. And especially with the pandemic, now that people are trying to get back to normal, there's a lot of jobs. There's a lot of jobs.
There's a lot of jobs out there. But you see a lot of panhandlers out here, though. Listen.
People, a lot of these places are shorthanded, so they're trying to keep the people they have. So for them to, like you said, you go up there and you say, hey, I'm not going to be able to be here the next couple of days. They're not going to jump on you and be like, well, why not? Did you put in? No. They're not going to fire you.
Yeah.
Because they already short.
Right.
And then management don't want to come out of management and have to be shaking fries or taking orders or whatever the, job you doing. They don't want to have to work harder than what they have to.
But that's teamwork. I ain't seen nothing like it, though. I'm just saying, if it's short, that's when the supervisor, bosses, and all, they supposed to step in. Am I right? They supposed to, but they don't.
They get paid all that money.
They don't. That's the last thing they want to do. That's why they be trying to push it.
You know what? Now I was looking at the police. They was talking about the city of Raleigh, how they trying to give their emergency workers a 2.5% raise, and then the county commissioner was like, "We want 132% raise."
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
All y'all do is have meetings. Y'all sit in meetings and y'all eating donuts and coffee, drinking coffee and all that stuff, orange juice.
Well, I know one state got 132%. They did. I knew it wasn't Raleigh Durham area. Nah, they still want to pay them that little money. Hey, you can't pay me that little money to go out here and be trying to my life in jeopardy. Come on now.
And see, and that's the thing.
Nah.
The beginning officers are still making under 50,000.
That's what I'm talking about.
Where the chief of police, who don't even wear handcuffs, they don't even own a pair of handcuffs. They don't even have pepper spray on their belt.
Right.
All they have is the gun and some bullets. They not arresting nobody.
So they a RoboCop.
Right. They sitting there smiling. They, they sitting in the office. They going to meetings.
Right.
But they are making about $150,000 a year.
Yeah, right.
Politics.
And then, but that's where I tell people where they have to stand up for themselves, because ain't nothing like that job. You underpaid. Say something. Yeah. Start something. Boycott it so you can get what you need. Don't just go along. Because one thing I ain't gonna do, I cannot. Go along with something and mad about it and don't say nothing. See, so if you're going to just shut up. If you ain't going to do nothing about it, shut up.
That's hush, huh?
Yeah, shut up. So I guess that's what a lot of them do. They don't say nothing. But then you complaining.
Oh, yeah.
And see, that don't go together. You ain't going to complain on this end go and do it on this end, but then you complaining. That don't go together.
Stage a walkout.
That don't go together. That's what I'm telling you.
In order to do that kind of stuff,
and if
once
they-
again, we got to be on one accord.
That-
You
but
can't have
hey,
somebody
hey,
say, I
hey.
need my job. I ain't gonna go to man. Come on,
Right.
man. Everybody
Somebody gonna cross that
do the
picket
same
line.
thing. You know what I mean?
Right,
They gonna
right.
cross that
Because they
picket
don't
line.
want to be. They don't want to be out, or they, you know what I'm saying, or they're a little troublemaker. No,
Yeah, but
y'all,
we need
y'all
troublemakers,
feel the
but
same way I
this-
do, but
this-
you just won't say nothing.
Exactly.
Come on.
But
Now, is it me a troublemaker, or is you a scary cat? Well, hello.
troublemakers actually make change.
Yeah, that's what they
change
do.
things.
That's exactly
Martin Luther
right.
King was
That's
arrested how
exactly
many
right.
times?
That's exactly
During the civil
right.
rights movement, he been arrested so many times. Rosa Parks was arrested for getting knocked out the bus. So these people have to shake the tree. They have to cause
Right.
trouble.
And you
because
have
that's
to
what
you
it's
have
gonna
to
take
say
get
something. You
change.
know the old saying, if you see something, say something. You see it ain't right, say something.
And see, guys like
Say something.
back in the day, Martin Luther King did not fear getting arrested because even when he got locked up, he still had his pulpit in there to preach.
Mm-hmm.
He had other brothers up in there. They didn't bother him. They didn't try to fight him or rape him or
You
anything.
got people so scared
They,
to
know,
stand up because they don't.
They
wanna
are.
be-
They
don't
are,
wanna
'cause
be-
they don't wanna be
they don't wanna go
losing.
no kind of punishment. But this is what I was saying during like the pandemic when they was trying to shut down basketball and with Colin Kaepernick taking a knee and everybody was trying to get rid of him out of the NFL. If we would have all stood together as individuals
Mm-hmm.
in the leagues in the NFL, you already know the NFL is what 90%
90% black.
African American.
Mm-hmm.
So we all say we ain't going to work. They
100%.
can't have no NFL.
white
Right.
woman.
If people like
Right.
LeBron James stood up and say, let's
That's why I
let's do
say,
this, let's do this lockout.
stand up for it. If you believe
they
in
got
it, stand up
guaranteed
for
money
it.
coming in. They're not hurting for
Well,
money.
Well,
Stand up for it.
now I will say this. Knowing people, I know folks that play in the NFL. I know some that play in the NBA, and they're not superstars. So a guy like LeBron, who his net value is right now is $800,000. He a couple of $100,000, a couple of $100 million away from being a billionaire. When you have other players who sit at the end of the bench, he's number one, but they got guys that sit at the bench, number 15 spot, or they on the G League team. Them guys not making that money. They're not making those millions of dollars. They making maybe $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's why a lot of them is like are hesitant because they're not making the money.
But that's where the big
that
guys
guy
like LeBron, they should come up with some type of funding program to say, we going through this, y'all going to donate to this cause to the ones who's not making money. We all can donate. If you got $100 million, you ain't gonna lose. You ain't gonna miss.
Yeah,
you know.
$1 million
You know what I'm
ain't gonna
saying?
bother
Like
you give it to the tax man.
exactly.
Right,
So
right.
go through the process
Right.
of being responsible for our own situation. Let's say let's go on a sit down. But not only that, if the ones that's not making the big contract, the ones who are making big contracts, donate a percentage of your year's salary to helping the ones out so they can actually be able to feed their family while they standing up for what's right. See, that's the type of courage we need right now to affect the change. But as long as we all worried about, oh, I ain't gonna get my check, I can't do this. Y'all can stand. I'm gonna support y'all, but I gotta go to work. You ain't even get nothing done.
Right.
The Black Wall Street ain't gonna happen until we all get on one court and say we're gonna do the blackouts and only patronize our own people. That's how we gonna get changed. But people, well, I still like them Starbucks calls. I can't stop drinking coffee. You can stop doing what you want to do to help for the cause. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just gotta have people that's willing to be on one accord.
Well, see, that's just like somebody said. Well, Michael Jordan ought to tell them to stop. He ought to pull his Jordans. Stop selling his Jordans.
And why?
I bet Nike will wake up and start helping out and start doing more for the community, for the people that buy them shoes.
I don't know. They might not.
But see, Michael ain't gonna do that.
no, he ain't.
That's how he
He
became
got
a
his
billionaire.
his
didn't make
money
no
invested into prison systems.
Right? Yeah, and car
So
dealerships.
when you can't afford them
high,
shoes and you steal them and you go to jail, he getting paid still.
right, you gonna be in jail making them shoes.
Making them shoes in a sweatshop for Michael
Yeah,
Jordan.
Yeah.
And he gonna gamble the money away and do something else with it. But I think that as a people though, that's what we need to start waking up and start supporting each other and saying, do or die. We don't care what they do to us. Our ancestors done got beat for this. Our other ancestors done got the dogs and the hoes sicked on them for this. Let's not be afraid of what's going to happen to our jobs, and let's go ahead and go all in and say let's do this thing so we can do some affect some change.
But you know,
Right.
some people gonna say, who are you? Who are y'all to tell me how to spend my hard-earned money?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I'm just saying I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah,
right now,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
it's gonna be some.
There's gonna be some people be like, where were you at when I was hungry, when I was hustling and this and that, trying to feed my family, and now that I make it, now you telling me I need to give back or monetarily.
Right.
Some people don't, they may set up their family and kids, but that's when you start getting other cousins you come out the woodwork, that you haven't seen in years, or you didn't even know were your cousin, but now that you got some bread. Oh, they coming. Oh, hey, cuz, I got an idea.
You remember that one time in third grade when I had to buy my shoes? You owe me for that, bro. You paid me back. Come on, man. You got my face.
They do that. So I mean, some people.
Yep, you already know though. Once you
that.
do you on the rise, then everybody come out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and they hit you before you get there. When they see that potential, that you had that potential to go to the next level. Hey, don't forget me, man. Don't get all famous and
Right.
And don't let them sign a bill and give us some reparations. If you ain't get yours on the first round.
Oh God.
But your brother got his on the first round.
That's just like that stimulus. When that stimulus came, everybody was greedy about that stimulus.
Folks started, when they did them PPP loan, everybody was snitching on everybody else about the PPP loan. I ain't getting no money. You ain't got no real business.
Right.
You know what I mean? Messing up for everybody.
Killing everything.
Sugar started snitching.
Say, mind your own business, Absolutely. Too funny. So you have you say the life insurance. Yeah, and then I want to hit on the Bel Air again, because it was, the 2022 version.
I love it.
I do too. And because at first that Hillary, she was killing me. I was just like, come on now, Hillary's more of a dingy thing, but this girl here, she is straight up about her business, ain't she?
She real smart.
I love it. And then Carlton, he is something else now. He is extra.
Yeah.
That is funny.
But I like it because
I love it.
It really
I
shows
do.
like Uncle Phil is more of a mentor to Will versus
yes.
And that's what we need to show on TV. We need to show that type of uncle who's actually able to stand in, and be the missing link, to the father that he didn't
What
have.
a lot of people who watch the show that dislike the show is because it's not a sitcom.
No, it's not a sitcom. It's not a sitcom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a drama. It's a dramatized, show. And a lot of people are like, he don't look nothing like Uncle Phil. No,
right.
He don't.
He wasn't. And then what about Jeffrey? Oh, I love him.
Oh, Jeffrey. The house manager.
Yes.
He's not a butler anymore. He's a house manager.
Yes. I love it.
Hey, did you know the guy, the main character, the guy that plays Will? His father's from Smithfield.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, yeah.
From Smithfield, so he has roots here in North Carolina.
I heard about that.
One of my cousins went to school with that guy, his father.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it was telling me that. And I was like, really? It's like, his father was in the band, went to college, I think.
I love it because it's got a twist to it, and it's got all off into some deep stuff. And I'm just like, wow, because I was thinking, more or less like, okay, the TV show, how it went. He went to Bel Air, but then they showed it like it went down. The shooting, and then why he was sent there, and it was just. I love it. I love the Bel Air.
I love it also. Yeah,
I mean, I just I hope people don't get an idea to remake a lot of those old sitcoms into dramas, because I love Sanford and Son. I don't.
Now, that can't even be a drama,
right? Right.
That can't even be a drama.
First of all, they can't.
What I'm saying?
They're not gonna find the actors to replace Fred.
They can.
Aunt Esther.
You know what I'm saying? They can.
They can. It's just if you're an old head and you watch that show,
that should always remain a comedy and a sitcom. Should not be a drama.
Like Good Times.
No,
you can't. That Good Times, Sanford and Son, the Jeffersons. I'm sorry, you can't find nobody gonna play George Jefferson like George Jefferson.
Steve Urkel?
Like that.
Family Matters. Family Matters was good. I like Family Matters.
You think they can do a remake on that?
Yeah, they could.
One remake I would love to see again. I want to see the new Martin.
You know what?
A relaunch, reboot.
I don't know, because see, you know what people gonna say? Well, who's gonna take Tommy's place?
You don't have to take his place.
Right.
They got enough talented actors on that show that they can mention Tommy on the first episode, rest in peace, and they can make that show a whole other show without
that brotherhood between him, Cole, and Tommy. All three of them was hilarious together. He was that, what's up, dog? You know,
They have to
Cole,
modernize it, you know what I'm
stupid,
saying,
you
to
know.
today's, because I don't think that that'll go off as being
right
funny right now. You know what I mean?
No, it won't. But
they put their little twist on it, you know.
Yeah, they have to put their twist on it. But I don't. Sometimes.
But I would want Crazy Martin to be himself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely want Martin to be himself.
Martin, the show Martin was so popular to after the show Martin died. The next show that came up was Jamie Foxx show.
Yeah.
A lot of the actors from Martin went to Jamie Foxx, so it became the Martin 2 Jamie Foxx show because all the actors went to that show.
But you know what? Martin was his show was funny, but the characters he played a lot of characters, but he had Hustle Man. When what's name, he was a bigger guy, but he was funny.
He was Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan.
And Bruh Man, we actually, Aaliyah and I, we actually know Bruh Man personally.
Yeah, because I know he
been friends with us.
He came to Smithfield a few years back and did a show with Ashley Larry.
Yeah, that was me. I was the host. That was I brought him.
Oh, so that was you.
Me and my partner in Bell Bond.
You weren't hosting the show. You just put it on.
I was producer / host.
See, man, time just, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen you before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you say you know Bruh Man, it's because the comedy.
Right.
Because a lot of people didn't know he did stand-up comedy. They just thought he was a comedic actor.
Yeah, he was the bro.
But he
flow.
Yeah, he funny on stage.
Yeah, we knew. We knew he did comedy.
Yeah, but a lot of people didn't know that. They were like, Bruh Man. I mean, but man, talking to him, he said he did 4 years with Bernie Mac on the Bernie Mac show, and only did 12 episodes on Martin. And he's known more on Martin. People recite his stuff and do his little walk and go out talking about him going out the window and all that, holding up 4 fingers when you say the 5th floor. He said he never get enough of that. People always, and this show
what's
off back in 95, 96, almost 20 something,
right,
almost 30 years, 25 at least, and people still remember him from that. So, and that's what I want. I want to be able to do something or have done something that people can come back 20, 25 years in a whole nother generation.
Still be laughing.
Be like, man, he was on the show.
Comedy is timeless, though,
it
man.
Is.
Comedy is timeless.
Just television. I'm doing a movie now called Release. It's a SAG film. And one of the ladies, a Hollywood actress who she was on the Martin show, or as a matter of fact, one of my favorite episodes, she was on the Martin show, and she actually was did this movie called South Central with Glenn Plummer, and it was Deuce.
Oh yeah, South Central.
Yeah.
So who was the one we talking about?
Her name is Loretta Shelby.
What episode on Martin?
No, this was South. Oh, Martin. She was the one where she was Sister Real. Where she was talking about she being real, telling Gina how to be real and all that, and then Martin they pulled out all her long hair, put out all that fake.
She was on South Central.
She was, as a matter of fact, she was OG Bobby Johnson's baby mama. And I got a picture with her, but we was on set, and I just noticed how great of an actress she was. We was doing, didn't have to do many takes. She didn't flub her lines. I mean, she did all her stuff, and I was like, I seen her somewhere before. And I pulled her to the side. I said, I've seen you somewhere before. Where are you? And she said, well, I'm probably more known on South Central. And I was like, you know how we do.
Google it, yeah.
And I Googled and said, wow, that is her, Okay, it was. And she said, that movie was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And she was like, yeah, it's still going strong out there in L.A. People love that movie,
So, yeah, and Jay Durrell, Daniel has a lot that he's been into as well, as far as comedy too, as movies too. So you got a list of them. Go and run it down, Jay Durrell.
I'm still waiting. Hopefully, we're trying to pitch. We have a series called the Wicked series. I played the lead in that, and we broke it down to every episode. it leaves a cliffhanger. So that very next, you're gonna want to see the second part, and then after you see the second part, it's gonna leave another cliffhanger.
Right.
You won't want the third one. So we did
So it's
3 of
something you
them.
working on yourself, or
No,
you?
we already did it. It's already we had it for a few years, but we
What's the name of it?
The Wicked series.
I looked at them.
The
What we
Wicked
want
series.
to do, we want to pitch it out there
Right.
to Hollywood or
Netflix.
somebody pick it up, and if they green light it, because we already have episode 4, part 4 already written, script, everything. We had actually had it cast and everything, but we went another direction with all the police brutality. Then we did another short called Blue Crossing.
Blue
to
Crossing.
talk about the stuff, because I used to be a police officer back in the day.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
You're a Cowboys fan. I love Cowboys.
Yeah.
Love them
I was
Cowboys.
actually a Marine,
Uh-huh.
and I got
was
the Marine
Army.
Corps, and
Army.
I was law enforcement as well.
Yep.
And I'm actually, doing some little low key acting right now.
Okay.
They got me in a movie called Rockstar. I'm going to be playing and this will be my first acting role ever. Be playing a character by the name of Lucifer.
Lucifer. No, you ain't gonna
Yeah,
play
man.
him. Oh my goodness.
You
just
playing the devil.
Yeah, man. I'm like, man, look, out of all the roles they could pick for me for my first try, I gotta sell a part. And then my man right here is working on a short series that he's gonna be casting me in as well to do a part. So doing this podcast thing, man, kind of opened up some doors, man. And then I'm starting my own television network called Lions Pride View on Roku TV. I'm looking for some content to be on the actual network. So if y'all got some content on YouTube or whatever, we can hook it up and put it on there, and it's an opportunity to let people who are looking for more following and things like that. Because see, Roku, they have like 5 million subscribers.
Right.
So when you get this Roku network, is going to be able to be on everybody's Roku in the whole world. So if your content is on there, you're going to have people seeing you before they even get to know you. They're going to already been and saw you on that Roku.
I'll be like, where I know him from?
Exactly. So
Jay
that's what I'm
Derrick,
trying to
where I
do.
know him from?
Yeah.
I know. Ain't it something?
Yeah.
So we
I got
have
that.
we have Messy. It's Messy. That's the name of the movie on Amazon Prime. I played Linda in Messy.
Messy.
And then Kiss the Sky is one that's a short film is out as well. It's hidden the film director, short film director. So the film festival, I'm sorry. So it's doing good. It's really doing good out there.
You know what?
We have a documentary out there as well called Ladies on Laughter.
The comedy?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right now?
Yes, it's a documentary.
Yeah, send that to me.
They
Send all that
talk-
stuff to me, bro.
They asked a lot of female comedians, and actually I was on that as well, because I promote
Yeah.
shows,
Okay. Is Margaret Ann on there?
Yeah,
Margaret
I
Ann?
don't
She
know
not
if
on?
she's
I
up
don't know
there
if
now.
Margaret
I don't think- if
on
they
the
did, right.
documentary. I don't
Right.
think so.
But yeah, we doing some big things. Local comedians,
Absolutely.
supporting local. I have a show that's coming next month. I have Charles Walden and Dante Carter. Both those guys been on big time television shows, comedies on TV and stuff. So bringing them to Johnston County, they're not the biggest act that I've worked with, but they coming to Johnston County. I know them. See, when when you tell jokes, but you also make friends. You make good friends, and when you do business, do good business with them, and they'll keep coming back. You'll be able to call them up. Hey, I got a show on this day. Are you available? And they'll look through their calendar. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. And then you set that up, and you start promoting it, especially once they work with you. Once they work with you, and your
Right.
name is good.
Right.
There ain't gonna be no BS with it. Then
So y'all both
it's so easy.
y'all celebrities around here. Movies,
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, you know what, man? I always
He's trying to
say
be all modest,
I'm
but
a
yeah,
humble
we are.
guy. I say I'm humble. I always try to be humble, but some folks would tell me, "This man, stop being humble. Go ahead and accept that. That's what God got for you. Accept it." I said, "I accept it. I'm not the type to like to brag and all that, because the stage." As good as the stage be to you, it can be bad to you too. You can get up. We were talking about it earlier.
talking about before the show,
you
yeah.
could be funny, real funny, and knock them dead in that crowd. But the very next night, You could go up there and say them same
exact
joke
thing.
and get a totally different reaction.
Yeah,
So,
but
you know,
that's where we learn to read the audience, you know.
Yeah, you
and
have
not
to.
on that, but if you done told them first couple ones that out there the crowd ain't
Bandit
receiving
ship.
it the
Abort,
same.
abort,
there you
abort.
go. There you go. You gotta throw a change up in there real fast. You gotta be like, okay, that ain't working. All right, here we go.
Oh, they
You
got
know
me.
what I'm saying?
They got me because one
There you
time
go.
I was hired. They hired me to tell some jokes at the Lions Club. I didn't even know what the Lions Club was. You know what I'm saying? And I
That's a
went
women's
there.
club, ain't it?
No, a bunch of old white folk.
Okay.
The Lions
Yeah,
We gotta
Club.
tell all
I
your
went-
PG-13
look,
jokes then,
no,
huh?
but they wasn't even that. When
He was up in there ready,
didn't
boy.
know. I didn't know. I went all up in there with my my black jokes. You know, jokes I knew that black folks could get.
Right.
You know, that I knew it. You know.
Were they
and
laughing?
some young. Check it out. I get there. The guy that hired me, he met me out. He was sitting there. I knew it was gonna go wrong when he come out there with a Ben Matlock suit on.
Yeah, Matt
Had
Locke.
that powder blue stripe, blue and white
No, he did
stripe.
not.
I said, "Oh hell!" So when he gave me my check, I said, "Oh, this is gonna be good. 'Cause I get my check up front before I even step in the building." I looked at it, nice and certified. I put it away. I said, "Oh yeah, he gonna get it good now. They done paid me all my money." So when I walked in there, he was like, "Hey, if you want a drink, you can come around. They still giving out awards and stuff. You can go around and get your drink on us, you know." I said, "Okay." I looked in there. There was a Hispanic brother. He was the only.
I'm finna get you
he was
on
the
this one.
only dark complexion person in there other than me. And I looked around there, it looked like Snow White, and they all 50 on up.
Right.
I mean, guys was sitting
So
there
you
with
gotta
Oscars.
really tell it to get some laughter in there.
Ooh, I went in there and I had to change up my whole set. And
Yes,
what
sir.
I did is I started talking about my daddy. Because my dad is their age.
Mm-hmm.
So I went freestyle, started talking about my daddy, the adventures I've had, you know, been dealing with my dad, and it killed.
Yes,
They
yeah.
loved it. Because
Yeah.
they could relate to
Right,
it.
right.
When we was done, they was sitting there, you know, coming up,
Mm-hmm.
shaking my hand, hugging me, you know, telling me
Yeah.
that they going through the same
guy's-
thing with their kids.
Right. You-
Right. And
Oh,
I'm
God.
sitting there like, wow, I can't believe I pulled 45 minutes of talking about my dad.
Jay, I would have
It's
said
crazy.
something stupid. Get a rope. Nah, I'm just joking. Just to break the ice, okay?
Yeah.
Y'all found that funny? Okay, let's
Oh,
go.
God.
All right.
Look, we're going
No,
to start
no.
the bed off.
You're right.
He's 6 foot
Oh, that
tall.
would have been stupid.
250.
That would have been
Ma'am,
stupid.
what is your bed?
That would have been stupid. Then they'd have probably turned the shade pink.
Talking about
Be like-
they'd be like, he's very flexible. He work inside and outside.
Right.
It could be the house or field, whatever you want.
Put him in any position. He's flexible.
Yes, sir. I would have had to, because when it's funny sometimes like that, you really have to take advantage of that opportunity.
Right.
I know I would have. Silly. I would have had to get it.
Yeah. But you know, I didn't say anything offensive. I ain't get nobody. To
Of
come up,
course
want to come
not.
up and
Of
slap
course
me or nothing,
not.
you know.
No.
I
Oh,
ain't-
here we go with the slap.
Hey, I told
They have
them.
to start
I
making,
told them they better not say nothing else about that incident, or they gonna get a slapping. So y'all can bail out right now. Go ahead.
Yep, exactly.
Bail out right now. So that's what's up. But yeah, Daniel, we're around here making some moves. We do little things.
I
mean,
I
me and
feel
Jay
like
Darrell,
right now,
me and
I
Jay
am not
Darrell.
the biggest fish in the pond.
No, absolutely not. Me and Jay Darrell been out here 10 years together.
Wow.
Yep,
Okay.
10 together. So I know it's my
Yeah.
11th year. Jay, what year is it with
I
you?
started in 2006.
So count it up, Jay.
I done stopped with that anniversaries. I don't have an anniversary show. It just come. I started in the month of March and everything, acting and comedy all at the same time.
In 06.
Yep, in 06. So it's what, 16 years.
16 years.
I'm
I
in
know
my
it's 11 for
16th
me, but I know I went like 10 years ago, 11 now. But I had me and Jay Darrell connected, got some shows together, and we did some things, and now we revamping. So we finna be on a whole new different level now. So
That's awesome, man. I've got that long term.
Yeah.
But you know what? You steady learn. You always learning and you steady hustling. I know guys who've been in the business 30 years.
right,
And they still
trying to get it,
trying to get in.
trying to get it.
Because you're only as good as your last show.
Absolutely.
Or your last project. You know, there's a lot of comedians out there, and I'm friends good friends. Like I'm his little brother, one of the guys who created and developed and produced talent for Def Comedy Jam. And when I look at all those comedians that I've met through him, around him, or whatever, they're still out there hustling. These guys out there putting on their resume, well, you might have seen me, depending on the crowd, the generation. You might have seen me on Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah, because a lot of the generation today, the newer ones, they don't even know nothing about it.
Right.
Nothing. Absolutely.
That's why guys like Country Wayne and King, Schuler, these guys are popular today because they are doing those platforms. They are out there doing the skits and stuff. And these young, they're like, man, how they got 1 million followers?
Okay, and do you all know Rennie? You heard of Rennie?
I heard of him. Yeah.
What do you do?
He's with the Wildin' Out.
Okay. Yeah.
Rennie. So he was at Good Nights last week. And I got an opportunity to step in there with him and
Sold Out show.
Yep, sold out, bumper to bumper up in there. It was on a Wednesday night. He was in there, and it was funny. It was hilarious. And then listen, they hit me up. I told them I was gonna stop in there, and then they was like, at one point I had work, so I got off work. Should have clocked out on my normal time. I would have made it, cause then they was giving me some time, and I didn't know it. And I felt so bad. It was just like, how far are you? You gonna start it? You gonna what? Oh, I felt so bad, man. So now when I'm gonna meet him down, you never know, because I remember Food Stamp used to do that all the time. When he came to town, he always gave me time, and then it was like,
So they paid y'all with food stamps?
no, his name was Food. That's his stage name.
Food stamp.
Yep.
Okay.
And he always give me time. He was like, a little got time. Give a little 10, 15 minutes of my time. So you run into some of them like that, cool like that, and they'll do that. So, and it's such an honor. But Rennie was going to have me to open the show, and I didn't know it. I was running late. So he was like, I'll catch you next time, man. So, man, did not know.
You have some regrets, too. I have I say one of my biggest regrets in comedy was when a A-list celebrity offered me some time on stage, and I said no.
Really?
I did.
Oh, no. Why you say no?
Because I wasn't ready.
You wasn't ready?
I wasn't ready.
But see, that's why you got to stay ready. You know that.
I was young in the game.
You was fresh. Okay, all right.
About 1.5 years, 2 years in, and I came to Good Nights, and it was a female comedian. Her name is Lonnie Love.
Lonnie Love.
And
wow.
Lonnie looked at me and she smiled. I said, ooh, what's up, girl? I went into just being me, and we got to talking. And when I told her I was a comedian and everything, she offered me time on stage.
Yes.
I froze up and I was scared. I ain't gonna say I was scared, but I was like, no, I'm all right. And that's been bothering me ever since.
Wow.
And ever since then, I said, I'm going to stay ready.
You're going to stay ready.
I'm gonna stay ready.
You know who else came to town? And I wasn't even on they roster, but they said, I told them I would meet them there. They come on out, had me to open D. Ray Davis.
Oh, yeah, D-Ray.
He had his crew come out of there with Just Niche, the Chicago crew. And he had me to open. He said, hang around. You're going to be on the next show, too. And I was just like, wow. He came up there after I did my set. He gonna say, I had to get a little ass off this stage. She was up here funny as hell, wasn't she? So we played like we wound up hanging out about 3:00 in the morning. Had a good time. So I appreciate those guys. Like to say they do. They welcome us in and share their time with us. Some of them,
Yeah. You know what? It's because a lot of those guys, they know what it's like to struggle. They know what it's like to get bumped off a show. Because you go to New York. I remember I went to New York.
Lord, let's talk about New York, boy.
And it's a different animal.
And it's funny because those guys were from New York. Rennie and them, that crew was from New York. And I was like, how y'all handling out there in New York? New York they something else. So Jay, go on and speak on it because they are something else.
Because you go up there and it's like, we was on a show, and one guy, he wasn't even on the show. But he was the same guy. I'm not going to say his name. But he was one of the comedians that was in the accident with Tracy Morgan with Walmart. And he just got paid. And, I mean, he got plenty of money from that. He came and they bumped everybody down. Luckily, I still got on because I came from North Carolina. So the guy, he bumped the local New York guy. He kept the out-of-state guys, let us stay. But it got bumped, and old boy went up there and he did his thing. And afterwards, he was real cool, friendly, exchanged numbers, cards, so, he talked about how, what happened and everything. But down here, you don't get bumped because we don't have nobody that big that will come and a producer be like, oh, yeah, you off the show. We bumping you, you cutting your time down because such and such a guest come. We just don't roll like that. Like if I go to a comedy show, I'm not trying to get on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get on if I'm not booked and scheduled to get on. I'm there to support the other comedians who's on the show. That's what we all should do.
Yeah.
But something,
But I always say, man, you want to live. If you got one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted, would you capture it? Would you let it slip away? So when you throw the ball, you got to be able to run and score a touchdown.
True.
So you stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. But I know that probably was
Right.
the best life lesson that you've ever learned in comedy. So you can pass that on and tell people like, look, get on. If you ain't ready, just get up there.
Because I look at her now. I sit here and I think to myself, I said, Lonnie Love she's a beast in this industry. She's on television, she's on shows and everything. I was saying to myself, just imagine if I would have went on and performed and she liked me.
Right.
And then she took me, said, hey,
Right.
I'm going on tour. Why don't you come on tour with me or something like that? Or every time she's in the area, I go up and do time with her to the point where now she got her own show. I might come up there and they might hire me to be the warm-up comedian for the audience until her show comes on. Stuff like that. I started thinking years later, all this come to my mind like, oh, I missed that opportunity because I said no because I wasn't ready. So now I stay ready everywhere I go. Even though if I decide I don't want to get on, I'm just here to support and be a fan and sit back and listen to comedy and get my little sip on or whatever. But I'm ready though, if need be.
I've been a fan of comedy for a long time, and I'm not a stand-up comedian. I'm a sit-down comedian. But I always when I go to a comedy show, I study before I go to the show, because if they go to picking out people in the crowd and you come and pick on me, I'm gonna make sure you got something ready. I'm gonna send something back on that stage so quick. So I always like to try to keep myself in some type of mood where I can do some jokes. Like even right now, I'm not a comedian, but I'm able to keep up with you all. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if I go to a show,
Oh God.
Yeah.
But look,
you know what I mean? But I just like to stay relevant in whatever area I'm in, because you never know when somebody. I mean, I went to Ricky Smiley's show, and he came right in front of me, and I was like, ready. When he jumped over my head, I said, "Oh, I was ready." I was ready though.
But you have to know, like you said, when you go to a comedy show, you have to know who the headliner, who's the comedian on the show. A lot of people, I work with DL Hughley a lot. DL, you sit on the front row. A part of his show towards the end, the last 20 minutes of his show, he's gonna joke with the people in the crowd. He gonna ask you questions. What's your name? If he see a beautiful lady, oh, you're pretty. What do you do for a living? Whatever. Here, he goes off of them and he tells his jokes that he do, but he's grown. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, one time that's all he used to do.
All he did was
That's all he did was just. I mean, you can't play the dozens. He one of them.
Right.
He one of them guys that y'all stand around and tell mama jokes. And get you mad. You be ready to fight him.
Right.
But he's grown so much from that. But he still take it back at the end of his show. 20 minutes here. Pick on some people a little bit like that. But a lot of people I know, when I say, hey, I'm going to be with DL, why don't you come on? No, you and him both of y'all, neither one of y'all going to talk about me because I know you. And he that's all he do. If I come, I'm going to sit way in the back. So it's all about knowing who your comedian is.
So let me ask you, both of y'all, do you like the political comedians or just the natural funny comedians? Because D.L. Hughley has changed his comedy to politics, and then Dave Chappelle has changed from a lot of jokes to actually serious topics.
I mean, to be honest, to other comedians, if it's funny, it's funny.
It's funny.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you talk about. Like you said, you have comic genius who can talk about slavery. You can have a white comedian could talk about slavery and talk about, things that some people might get offense to, but you don't get offense to it because they put it in a certain way. They make you think. You be like, you know what? That's funny. He's telling the truth. He right. As long as you can relate to people,
what it is,
you can relate to people and what they're talking about. Okay. Another big thing. A friend of mine said they had a comedy show, and one comedian got up there and got to talking about had gay jokes, start bashing them, and it said it wasn't tasteful at all, and people in the crowd was getting mad. One guy wanted to get up and fight him. But he didn't. They had a common situation down, but he was like, that comedian was going in on gay people. You can talk about that community, but you have to make it funny. You have to make it not funny, but
offensive.
Like
offensive, yes,
them.
absolutely.
I mean, because we all have that. We have a different communities in our family. We all have that drunk family member that stay drunk all the time. We got that one that smoke all the time. We got that one that battled cancer and they survived it, and they that type of person. You have that one that don't have no filter, that aunt that don't have no filter. But we all have a hoe in the family. You know what I'm saying? We all have gay, and but that's the beauty of a family, is you have all these different types of people. But and I'm telling you, that's where the jokes start. If you can joke, get your joke on to your family, all those people in the family, they gonna tell you whether it's funny or not, and whether and you could use it on stage or whatever. Because some of them do with me. I have a cousin, I'll be riffing off on them. They be like, "Boy, that's funny. You need to tell that. You can tell you ain't get offended." No, I ain't get offended. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, all right. Well, all right. I might use that.
Might.
I might,
Well, you made $1 million off my joke. You owe me some money, cousin.
Don't forget.
You been talking about me the whole time.
Don't forget
I
about
built your career. Your career built off talking about me.
That's how they do it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, see, I do stories, so I'll take some serious situation. I'll take a domestic situation and make it funny. So I do stories. I'm gonna bring the humor out in every situation possible. So
it's awesome when you can do that. When you can take just normal stories and make it into something
and make it funny.
A teaching
Absolutely.
moment or a funny moment, and everybody can learn from it and not be offended by it.
Right.
I think that's the mark of a great comedian, when you can do that kind of stuff. Like Dave Chappelle was saying on one of his shows, he tells his jokes backwards. He gets the punchline and read it first, and he tells a story to make it make sense. And so that kind of stuff is what I like, when people can take that kind of stuff and just twist and turn it. And when they
bring the humor in it.
You done mastered your craft, so when you can do this thing without even doing it. You know what I mean?
I had Otunde, Otunde Darrell. Otunde.
Yeah. Comedian.
Yeah. He told me after the show, I ain't never seen a domestic situation so hilarious. Every time I go to court for domestic, I get arrested. You remember that joke?
Yeah.
So that one, I did that one at that event, and it went off the roof. So they loved it.
So that's your go-to, like your go-to joke.
What is
the domestic?
Well, no, it's not really the go-to. I did that set that night, and then that was one of the ones that I shared, and it was just hilarious.
You know what? And I sort of look at, like, my comedy career. I sort of look at it like Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle started doing comedy when he was 14, when he was young. And I look back at some of his old material, some of his old stuff even at Def Comedy Jam 20-some years ago. And then you look at how his delivery and what he talk about now. Look at the growth, you know. And I said the same thing. Somebody asked me, they was like, "Man, you was funny even when we was in school coming up in high school. You're funny, but now you're just, oh my gosh, you with the big boys.
Yeah, you done developed. You know
and
what I'm saying? We done developed
and
it.
I tell them, I say, yeah, I'm 48 now. I have so much to talk about now at 48. I didn't have anything to talk about at 18. So even if I would have started then, my jokes wouldn't have been nice and polished, and you know, I wouldn't.
No, you've been doing what 14-year-olds talk about then.
Right,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying? My mama whooped me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because remember,
you know.
I remember I had put my daughter on there again because she's silly. She is hilarious, but I be telling her like, let's go on tour. She be like, I don't want to do comedy, Mom, but she need to because she's hilarious. And I put her up there one time, and you notice all they could talk about is, you know, you getting on them, the whoopings and all of that. Yep. Talking about me and Ruben Stutter for 2009, neither one of us sat down. So, she, you know, she's silly. Yep. Talk about the beating she got that year. And she talking about, I ain't sit down for all of 2009. But you talk about at the time what's going on then. So, at 14, that's what you would have been talking about. What was going on at that time?
I mean, and, you know, like you said, at our age now, you know, we have children. We can always relate, talk about, you know, how we did things. I mean, I grew up, I had dogs, but I, you know, my father, I'd never seen my father take a dog to an emergency room, a pet hospital,
right,
or to a veterinary.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Never.
Right.
And, you know, then one of my girlfriends I had, she had a dog had a seizure, and I'm like, what's wrong with that dog? You know, and she was like, we got to take him to the emergency room. I'm like, what emergency room? Or take a dog and the same one that we
right.
To?
I have a
I didn't know none of that.
No, the pet motel, pet hospital. What they call them?
From work because our dog was sick.
And then come to find out the dog had epilepsy and diabetes. I had diabetes. I'm like,
yes.
I give myself insulin, but I ain't about to give no dog no insulin.
They have everything we have, everything.
You a pit bull.
Because you know they feed them neck bones and
you
you know
dog, human food, and they have.
They gonna have human. That's right. They have cancer, heart disease. They have everything. Everything you have, they can have. Yes, they do. Heart attacks.
Didn't they say the dogs was the animals was the first to contract the COVID-19? Didn't they say that the animals they had it first?
I don't know, but I know they said that they did have it. Yeah.
The outbreak monkey. I know the monkeys had outbreak. Right? One of the outbreak monkey. So
the outbreak monkey.
The dogs might have got. But that's what I was saying. I mean, you know, even if the dog did have COVID, who gonna stick that long rod up their nose? They
didn't even treat them that way. They didn't test them that way. You know and they ain't getting no injection. They ain't give them no COVID shot.
Give them nothing. Just set them out there and let them go run out in the backyard.
Yeah.
A couple of days. He'll be all right. Give them enough water and some food.
They didn't have a heat stroke.
Dogs can take care of themselves. I done seen a dog eat grass when his stomach was hurting, and I'm like, that's his Pepto-Bismol. Eat that grass, and then throw up.
Yeah, but now they are doing the most, and I think. And then tell me if I'm wrong. I think that people with pets should all be in the same community.
All in the same community.
What?
About living in the same neighborhood?
Yeah, I think they should all be in the same community.
Well, you know, that's
I think they should have, you know, like I'm saying, because everybody are not, and it's not that I'm not a pet lover. I don't have one. My dog's ceramic. I'm just say that first, okay? So, and then they'll walk the dog, then they let the dog poop all in other people's yards. That's not right.
But you know what? I like dogs.
They take them to the hotels now on their vacation. They all in the hotel. They bring
them in the grocery store.
So absolutely. So now you got to run if there's fleas in your room when you rent your room because the dog was in there last. You know what I'm saying?
And they probably slept in the bed with
them, you know they did.
Kiss the dog in the mouth
and everything.
They doing everything, Lord.
Now I remember my uncle. Now my uncle said the dog tongue, his saliva is healing power.
Now that is 100.
And I was like,
if an old man told you that, I'm from the South.
I know he better not put it on me.
My uncle took his shoe off and took his sock off, and his feet were so jacked up. I'm like, good gracious. He said, yeah, where that dog at? Come here. And the dog came over and got to licking his feet. I'm like, oh, that dog nasty. He said, boy, that dog tongue, his enzymes or whatever, and his tongue is going to heal this sore on my foot. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but dog lick your wound, man. That dog, that saliva, get them right.
Yeah. I'm like,
I'm gonna go get antibiotics.
Right.
I mean, you get antibiotics, but when you a kid playing out there in the street, you know, skinned up, and the dog lick your soul, you put dirt on it. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Before you
No.
get to the doctor. So you,
No.
the black mama tell your kid, you better not get hurt out there. Or I can't go to the hospital. You know what I mean?
No insurance.
Yeah, no insurance. So get them home remedies. Get this dog spit over here.
They
Come
ain't
lick-
never
come lick
that.
my
Never
soul.
that. My grandmother never did have a dang on dog around the house with all the remedies that she had.
Well, you know what? I'd rather have a dog than cat.
I ain't gonna have neither one of
I had
them.
a friend try to invite me over to eat dinner
And the cat
at
on the
a
stove.
house, and she had a cat.
And cat
cat
jumping
man.
all
And
on everything.
I done seen the cat done hopped up there, walked over the dishes.
That's
She
over
done
with.
washed
That's
dishes.
over
They
with.
done,
Yes.
Dead giveaway.
And they got their body all, you know, all
Dead
hunched up.
giveaway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing. You don't never know what they doing, and that's why I said too. My dog's ceramic because you could be at work and they running around there tearing up the house, eating up shoes, your purse. I be
But
doing.
they got a dog video now. You can talk to your dog through a video camera and a dog, you know, to see what the dog's doing. All this stuff.
Still though,
Boy, bye.
I ain't got no kind of money for no dog
dogs
like
dogs in the house. If they little
I don't have patience for
if they
them. I'm
little
just
small,
telling
if they
you.
little small dogs and they clean.
They can be nothing. They gonna be stiff in the house. I'm sorry.
Some of them,
They gonna be stiff.
but I can't have them jumping up on my furniture.
They gonna be
Can't
stiff.
have them up in my bed. You know.
You know they got the video going around now. Show something that's in your house that don't pay anything.
They send the dog sitting there chilling.
No, my dog's ceramic.
Depending on
Lord.
what kind of dog you not got now, because if you got
I
a
show
dog that's-
him he's
if you
ceramic.
a dog breeder,
Yeah,
my dogs work.
yeah.
They got to pull their weight.
Yeah.
Them puppies
Well,
come out of there. I
well,
need all
see-
them puppies at $1,500 a head on these
that's
puppies.
like my
Mm-hmm.
daddy dog. My daddy dog. So my dad live out in the county, but he'll keep his door open, his front door open. And
Yeah,
I'm like, Daddy, you know, you ain't scared somebody might just walk up in here. He said, not with that dog sitting.
not that dog sitting there,
And he
right?
right, because they.
And that's how my dad did too. He grew us up with that, and I guess too, and you know, cause hubby he be laughing at me. He'll say, "You don't like them dogs, do you?" But it ain't so much of that. It's just that them dogs need to be dogs. I think dogs have places and not in the house. You know, not near my table while I'm eating, not on my couch, not on my bed. Dog have places, and if they can do that, then I ain't have no problem with that. But I don't want to be, you know, sitting behind the dog. I don't. I'm
You
sorry.
want to be coming behind a dog. And,
I'm
and
not.
Am I in his place or he's in mine?
He's in,
I don't-
you know what I'm
I mean?
saying?
Like,
Some
you sit on the couch,
one
he
of
come
these,
hop in your lap,
one
like,
of
"Am I in
these
your
don't
spot?"
belong.
Yeah,
These don't even go together.
yeah.
And my dad grew us up with dogs, and then I would be mad because he would have us to walk the dog. That's your dog. You walk the dog. You know what I'm saying? And everything. So no, we have to do for the dog. He didn't. He just got it. Like that's your dog. Don't make me responsible for yours. That's no.
Well, I tell you, that dog, I mean, to the people who have pets and have, you know, they call they pets, their children and all that kind of
The
stuff.
pet motel they should have.
Those
should have
dogs, those dogs, they do have like a little a sixth sense or something. They can tell when you ain't having a good day, man. A dog can come up to you, man, and make you feel real good. Make you feel real good if you're having a bad day.
Oh, yeah.
So I see why people, you know, they have them, but I ain't, you know, no dog ain't
I'm
gonna
not.
be in the house.
I got mine in the front yard. He is guarding the house. But you ain't coming inside.
You got your dog right next to the ADT sign in your front yard.
He do. He's stiff though. Yeah, no, I'm not. I can't do the dogs. I'm sorry. And I hope I don't think I'm a dog hater.
You got to put a voice box on that statue, so when somebody come up to it, he'll start barking like inside the statue. Bark, arf, arf. Like
That's a
inside
good
the-
idea.
Yeah, it's like a motion sensor bark.
Yeah, no, I can't get down with the dogs and all, you know. My daughter had tricked me one year. She was in there. She about 10 years old. She wanted a cat so bad. I'm like, we're not getting no cat. Because, you know, everything that comes with the cat, the litter box, the cat that's clawing up your furniture and everything that goes with that. And they all on your countertops and walking through the house when you sleep. Everything that goes with it. So I said, we're not getting no cat. 10 years old. Listen to what she said. Now, Mom, I could be asking you for Pampers and milk like the girls at school asking their mamas for their babies. See? She's trying to play that mind game.
Yeah.
See? She's trying to play the game, right?
Speaking of Pampers and milk, them old folks tell you don't have cats around your baby because the cat hop in the crib and try to steal the baby's
Should have
breath.
better breath. I used to hear that too.
Like they smell the milk on the baby, they'll try to hop in there and steal it. Baby, I'm like, what kind of sneaky doggone animal is a cat trying to steal the baby's breath?
Right. I used to hear that
Get
too.
this doggone demon cat out my house.
Hey, my aunt, my dad tells a story. My aunt, she's 79 years old, and my dad's 70. He'll be 71. This is his oldest sister, and he said, "Boy, he said we were so poor back then." He said we ate every part of the chicken.
Wow.
He said it was like 11 of them. There's only 8 pieces of chicken.
Right.
Big pieces. That don't include the back.
Yeah.
He said the gizzards.
I heard the back was a good piece of chicken.
Yeah.
The back ain't no chicken. My dad used to break that thing and put it on a plate. It used to make me mad, some type of mad, because ain't nothing but bones. Ain't no meat nowhere on that. Throw that away. Why you have that in the house when it's all of us? We got to split. So they did take the breast and break it in 2 because it was, the breast was a big piece.
Yeah.
So they broke that in 2. That became 4 pieces along with the other pieces. So, trying to make everybody get a piece of, but that back, throw that away.
Shoot.
Throw it away.
Look, they got down to where I think not everybody was eating that night. So there was like little extras left over. So my granddad, it was the chicken gizzards that was left over. And so after everybody done ate, granddad was like, all right, everybody sitting there looking at them chicken gizzards like, okay, who gonna eat these chicken gizzards? We ain't gonna save them for nobody. This is us. So granddaddy was, all right, well, who want it? And of course, everybody, me, and my Aunt Mary. My Aunt Mary, I'm the oldest. I should get it.
Right.
And, so she outvoted everybody.
Chicken gizzard, the
and she
neck.
got the gizzard. And Daddy said they
She
were
could
all
have it.
mad.
They just had a little old bag.
Said she grabbed the gizzard and got ready to eat it, and it was hot. And it fell out her hand, and the cat ran across and scooped that joke up and took off running. Said my aunt chased the cat down, choked the hell out the cat, and got that chicken gizzard back.
No, she didn't.
Really?
No, she didn't.
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
Look, they were poor back then. Hey.
Man.
That cat shouldn't have been in the house.
Yeah,
And if it ain't but 10 pieces of chicken and it's 10 of us, that cat better not be nowhere near that kitchen.
If it get too bad, he gonna be on that wonton.
That's exactly right.
Done something on. Dim sum. Yeah.
What happened to the cat? You ate him. Yeah.
Yeah, we had hard
That sesame
times.
chicken. But that
Right.
was funny. My daddy tell that thing, but my aunt get so mad. No, Dad, not that.
Yeah, she chased the cat. Right, choked the hell out that cat.
choked
That
the
cat had that
the
chicken
gizzard.
almost down there. See, he's crazy anyway. Who put it in your mouth and run with it instead of putting it in the mouth? You know what I'm saying? No, the cat. That's how they run with their stuff, hanging out the mouth.
Around and
Yeah.
think you eat some gizzards and bite into some liver.
Yeah,
Come get some of these gizzards, baby. This is liver.
that is so nasty.
You eat liver? You don't eat liver?
I don't eat that. No, I don't. I don't
They
want
done made
it.
it into a pudding. Liver
I don't
pudding.
want it. I don't want it. I don't want none of that roadkill. Who eat possum?
Nope. Rabbit. I don't eat no rabbit, no squirrel.
I don't want none of that
I
roadkill.
had some rabbit before.
Now I was in military.
I don't want
was in
no
military.
roadkill.
I had snake before. I
don't want none of that roadkill. Anything running out there, I don't want it. Possum, snakes, raccoon,
Snake tastes like chicken.
rabbit. I don't care what it
snake taste
tastes
like
like.
chicken?
Snakes taste
I don't
like
care what
chicken.
it tastes like. It ain't gonna be. I don't want none of taste none of that. We listen. We are wrapping up our hours. We appreciate y'all so much. We definitely appreciate you, Daniel, for coming out, being a part of the show
I appreciate
today.
y'all for having me.
We're gonna have
Thank
you
you.
again. We'll have you back again. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it.
And Jay Darrell, he ain't nothing. He ain't nobody new.
I'm gonna have to
You
get
know what
Jay
I'm saying?
Darrell on my show.
be here.
You got to come do my show, man. Season 3 coming soon. Man.
Absolutely.
All right, most definitely.
That's what we gonna do.
Same
We
here.
appreciate
Same
y'all.
here.
Like I
got
say, so
another
much.
show I'll do too.
Thank y'all for tuning in to Let's Talk Radio. Queen Aaliyah, Jay Darrell, and our special guest, Daniel Evans. Thank y'all so much.
We out.
Good night.
Hey, stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Yeah. I'm a lion and ain't nothing but a anything. We on fire and my brothers, they on fire too. And we'll fight for each other, that's what lions do. Progression of the team is the purpose of our devotion. You can see that we've been working and really having some motion. None of it was given, you know that we had to hustle. And that's just how it is when you coming about the struggle. They say it takes a village when you raising a child. And they all turn into your family after a while. We gotta feed into each other, show love to one another. Not a race, but I know we can all finish the mile. When we step up in the den, you letting go of your past. You the only person that can really hold yourself back. The pride and strength of a lion is truly unmatched. Everybody has it when you a part of the pack. Now this ain't the type of place that'll judge you for who you are. We just get you on your way to becoming a superstar. I told you once before and I can tell you again. Come and join the brotherhood if you really just trying to win. What's up? Brothers need to stick together. As a team, we can make it wherever. Just tell me how you feel. Just tell me if it's real. Brothers need to stick together. As a team, we can make it wherever. Just tell me how you feel.
Tell me how you feel.
Just tell me if it's real.
Tell me how you feel. Side of the den. One. And
May I introduce myself?